Welcome back to You Talk Sports, the sports talk show where you get to be in the show. Tonight's featured game is the Philadelphia 76ers against the Cleveland Cavs. And we are opening up the Zoom room right now to have our fans come in. If you'd like to join us on Zoom, go ahead and leave a comment in the live chat. Or if you'd like to get an invite to our next game on Zoom, go ahead and leave us a comment. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay and we'll send you the Zoom link to join us for our next game. Welcome to You Talk Sports. We're just getting everyone in and their cameras on. I'm excited to see you guys. My name is Greg Wells. I'm the host of You Talk Sports. And every night we come together Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, to talk sports, to go over the latest news, latest trends, and to get your take on it. So if you've ever dreamed of being in the show, if you've ever been watching Pat McAfee like I do, and like, dang, I got a thing or two to say about this, this is your chance to do that. Every night we come together, and we also have a featured game of the night every night. Tonight's game is the 76ers and the Cleveland Cavs. And part of our mission is that no one should ever have to watch a game alone ever again. We're building a community here on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and want to join us on Zoom, just comment Zoom in the chat. If you're here on Zoom, what I need you to do right now is pay close attention. I'll go over to YouTube. I just put the link in the chat here. Pull us up on YouTube so that you're also watching on YouTube. Every view counts. Also, tell us where you're joining us from in the chat over on YouTube. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button because we're trying to expand our reach here and grow this channel, have more and more fans here on the channel as we center around the game. We're going to be diving right into your takes on our game of the night here tonight, the Cavs versus the Sixers. We're going to be talking more NBA. There's a full slate of games. I got my Celtics jersey on tonight. We're going to be talking some NFL like we always do with Combine and Draft right around the corner. And I'm excited to get to hear from you guys. But let's make sure everyone is over in the YouTube chat. We're going to hop over there right now. We will have the game cast on. This game officially tips off at 7:30. And we will have the game cast on. The game cast will be updating what's happening in the game live for us all. And then this way, you can't broadcast the actual games on YouTube, of course. YouTube doesn't allow that. Their games are copywritten. But this is the best place for you to be watching the game if you're on YouTube, or if you're watching the game at home like I am, like most of us are. This is a place where you've got some people that love sports and want to watch the game and want to be with you as we do it. So let's hop over to the chat here and just see who we have here today. I see Jackie is back. Great to see you here today. Jackie's joining us from the Who Dat. That's got to be New Orleans, right? Let's see. June is here with the Who Day. We got, I just learned that on this show, the difference between the Who Dat and the Who Day. And Kylan is here from Philly. And Jeremiah, if you could come on over here. And if everyone could hit this like button and be sure to hit the subscribe button, you'll see that right here as well. We can go ahead and dive into getting your takes here for tonight. So I've got a few things as I'm looking ahead to this game that I want to touch on. But let's start things off with Jackie. We're going to go around the horn. What are you looking for in tonight's game, Jackie?
Honestly, man, like Philadelphia don't have Embiid, so it's like a play game for the Cavaliers. I see what the rest of the team can do without Embiid, because if they can come together some kind of way and make a run without him, they're gonna be well equipped come playoff time. So let's just see what they can do. But I don't see him having a chance, really.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting a positive spin on this, is that it's giving everyone else a chance to get some minutes and improve their game and build some chemistry. And then when they can plug Embiid back in for the playoffs, which he is expected back, I was just reading about that here, maybe they can make a run. All right, let's continue with our takes on this game here. Kylan, tell everyone where you're joining us from and what are you looking for in this game tonight?
All right. Thank you, Greg. What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm Kylan Watson. I am from the great city of Philadelphia, aforementioned Philly in the building. And As far as this game, I'm really looking to see, especially on a back-to-back after losing last night, how they come out, the 76ers. They just ran this game 2 weeks ago and beat the Cavs barely 2 weeks ago. So I am looking forward to seeing what that looks like, especially with them getting a lot healthier than they were 2 weeks ago when they face the Cavaliers. They'll get DeAnthony Melton back and should have Nicholas Batum, which adds more length. You definitely need length to deal with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, the explosive backcourt and one of the hottest teams in Cleveland. But I think that if the Sixers can slow them down, and Tyrese Maxey shows up again, I think the Sixers are primed to beat the Cavaliers again for the second time in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you mentioned, the Cavs are hot. I think I saw they're 18-2 in their last 20 games. I didn't even realize Philly had just beat them. Did Embiid play in that game? Do you know? Did he, or they
No,
beat him without
he did
Embiid?
not. He did
So
not.
they already beat him once without Embiid. That's really
Oh,
insightful
I
there.
didn't know that. Well, that's something to look at right
It's
there.
great having a Philly guy here for the Philly game tonight. We'll get all kinds of inside takes. And I love Philly fans. I feel like they get a bad rap in a lot of sports. But one of my favorite things about Philly is that every single female I've ever met from Philadelphia reps and loves all four of their sports team. It's like the best city ever I've seen for female engagement and for all four teams like engaging. Even in Boston, where I'm from, you don't get 100% the way Philly seems to do. So you're raising them right there.
We try. We try.
Awesome. All right, let's go next to Alvin. What are you looking for in this game? The spread is the Cavs 4.5. What are you going to be watching in this game, Alvin?
I'm going to be watching to see whether or not Garland and Mitchell are going to dominate this game with Embiid not playing tonight. And I'm going to see mostly if Philadelphia fans are still going to trust the process or they're going to just be going to the snack bars. So that's what I'm looking to see. Cleveland got to take the next step if they want to be real contenders in the East for the Eastern Conference Finals by dominating this game without an Embiid tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, Garland is an interesting player, right? So as I always say, I don't really start watching the NBA till football season ends. I follow it in Sports Center and stuff, but I don't really start watching games till now. And I know Garland's been hurt a lot. He's just a guy I haven't seen a lot of. But he was an all-star last year, right? And with him and Mitchell back there, this seems like a really good young team on paper that could maybe surprise some teams and make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll talk more about that as we go. All right, let's make sure if you're just joining us, I'll put the link here to YouTube. Make sure you are watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube and you want to join us on Zoom, go ahead and comment Zoom and I'll drop you the Zoom link in the chat. If you're here on Zoom, make sure you're also watching us on YouTube and please pull it up in another browser, go over there and just leave a comment letting us know where you're joining us from tonight. We want to maximize our engagement on YouTube so that we push this out to even more fans. We are building a team here at Talk Sports as we grow this channel. This is just our second week. This is a passion project for me. I've been in marketing for a long time. My name is Greg Wells. I've built communities for other businesses, a lot of motivational speakers. It's the first time I've ever put myself out there into something. And if I'm going to do that, it's going to be something like sports that I really love and really just enjoy pouring my time and my heart and soul into it. We are looking to build a team here. And so if you're interested in being a part of the team, we'd love to have you on for an audition. If you're interested just to pop in as a fan, we'd love to have you on. That's the premise of this show, is that it's a show for the people, by the people. All right, let's continue with our pregame takes here. Jeremiah, what are you looking for in tonight's game?
Yeah, I'm looking to see Cleveland bounce back from last night's loss to Orlando as well. We keep talking about Mitchell and Garland, but I think Allen and Mobley have to step up tonight too. Without Embiid, I don't see much a chance of the Sixers winning, with the exception of it being at home.
Yeah, I mean, they should really dominate inside Allen and Mobley. I know Mobley's coming back off an injury. And I don't know who Philly's even starting inside. It's not showing their starting lineups here. This game tips off at 7:30. And I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at the standings. I think I have those up here, or let's just pull those up. Because it's really tight in the East. People talk about how strong the West is. I think they're underrating the East. Of course, I'm a Boston guy, so I'm a little biased. But if you look at teams, the Sixers are here at the 5 seed, right? And they are 1 game ahead of the Pacers, 1.5 games ahead of the Magic, and 2 games ahead of the Heat. So that's their top 8. And the Bulls and the Hawks seem like they're another 5 games back. So those two seem pretty locked into the 9 and 10. We're not going to talk about them. But the Magic are surging. The Pacers got, Hansbrough back. And the Heat, right? They always seem to play better at the end of the year. So Philly could conceivably drop down to the 8th seed if they don't get their act together here. And then you're in the play-in game. Might have to play 2 playing games. I mean, they do not want to fall, and this East is really a battle here. By the same token, I'm kind of surprised New York is rising that high. They've been what are they've been in there 5-5 in their last 10. Yeah, so it's a tight race in the East. Anyone could wind up in any of those spots. I think 4 through 8 are equal battle, and then I see the top 3 is an equal battle. And I'm not sure if I think the Cavs are for real or not yet as a possible finals team. I don't see that yet, but that's one of the things I'm looking for tonight. Let's continue to take some takes here. Let's go next to Jason. Tell us where you're joining from, Jason, and what are you looking forward to in tonight's game?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm coming in from El Paso, Texas. So with tonight's game, I like what the Cavs have been doing. Right around mid-December, they really turned it around. They started out really slow and they've been super consistent going through. And as we can see earlier on one of the pages that we're looking at there, they're a better road team than they are a home team. I think what they're doing is real. The coach there, what's Bickerstaff, something like that. He seems to have a good program and just interested in seeing what he's going to do. But I think they take care of business tonight. Excuse me. And I don't think the 76ers are going to be able to take care of them.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are definitely the favorite if we're making our picks. Let's actually do that now. Let's go over to the chat in YouTube and just put in your pick for the night. The spread is 4.5, so the Cavs would have to win by 5 if you're taking the Cavs, or if you're going to take the points. I think Philly's at home getting points. Oh, a home dog is always a good sneaky bet sometimes. Jackie, I made you co-host. If you could just keep an eye on the waiting room if anyone else needs to get in. Sometimes I get going talking to people, and I want to make sure everyone gets in. We do have Casey Carter here. If you want to turn on your camera, we'd love to hear from you. And let's just take a look at what you guys have in the chat here as far as who's picking what for tonight's game. And come on, YouTube. There we go. Oh, no, you're not seeing the screen that I'm seeing. There we go. YouTube. So we got Sixers, Cavs. We got 3 Cavs. Yeah, Alex was asking for the Zoom link. Let me drop the Zoom link in here for anyone that wants to get connected with us. And let's see. We got more Cavs fans tonight, so I'll take the Sixers just to make it interesting as far as who's betting what tonight. Let's see. David said he's got the Cavs as low as 2.5. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously different lines. This is what I saw when I Googled it here today. All right, and make sure everyone has liked the like button and subscribed, and we're going to continue to get our takes. What I thought would be fun for this game was for us to do a fantasy NBA draft. We got 6 people here. And for this draft, it'll just be a 2-round draft. We'll each get 2 players. Of course, as you guys know, with fantasy sports, you can't pick a player that's already on somebody else's team. And you will go serpentine with the draft. And we're just going to use points, rebounds, assists to make it real easy to add these up manually at the end of the night. But I thought that would be a fun contest for us to do. Oh, and Casey, I see got your camera on. Good to see you coming in there. We're not hearing you yet, but if you want to unmute and tell us what you're looking for in this game, we'd love to hear from you. Let's see. You're
There we
still
go. I'm having a hard time operating. Okay. Can you hear me?
We can. Yeah, it's really best if you're able to be on a computer, not a phone. But go ahead and give us your take on a phone.
Okay. So I was taking the Cavs tonight. We see that Donovan Mitchell and versus Tyrese Maxey is predicted to go the Cavs' way. And for me, that's like taters, totter, tomato, right? So they're both scoring around 20-something plus points. So, and without Joel Embiid, I'm going to take the Cavs.
Yeah, Maxey has been kind of carrying them. That'll be a great matchup to see those two going at it head to head. So good that you pointed that out as something to look for tonight. Let's see, Alex, are you able to get connected? I saw you joined us from the YouTube chat. We encourage you to do that if you're watching on YouTube and want to come be up in the show. We're getting ready to tip off at 7:30 here today, and we're going to do our draft right now. We're not seeing you. Are you able to turn your camera on?
Well, Greg, I'm being safe and I am just pulling into my driveway, so I don't want to be on my phone while I'm in the car. So if you give me a couple minutes, I'll provide my take.
Let's just have you wait till you get settled at home then.
Thank you.
No problem. Yep, no problem. All right. So we're going to go into our fantasy NBA draft. We're just picking from these 2 teams, and we're just picking for tonight's game. We'll use the Zoom raise of hand to determine who goes first. Obviously, if you go last, you would have 2 picks in a row, right? As it'll be a serpentine style draft. So if you want to pick first, go ahead and raise the Zoom hand. And we're going to take fantasy drafts. And then after you take your player, go ahead and put them into the YouTube chat as well. This way we kind of have a chat documented and we can go back and look up and see who the winner is at the end of the night. And one of the things I thought would be something fun to try out would be for us to put something at stake. Really have no idea where this is going to go, but I thought it'd be a fun topic to put out there. So something that at stake that you're going to do if your team finishes last of the 6 of us that are doing the draft here that have our cameras on now. I was talking to someone today and brainstorming ideas for them about the show. I've been working on this full time now for 2 weeks, and they were like, "Oh, you should have something where like." Every time Steph Curry hits a 3, you got to wax off another part of your hair or something. I'm like, what? I don't know about that. Not every 3. Like I might do one thing, crazy thing. So I'm going to ask you guys each to put something at stake. It's got to be something you don't want to do. You should be pretty confident you're not going to finish in last and not going to wind up having to do it. So let's try to be a little bold with this. But let's also be realistic that 1 out of the 6 of us is going to finish in last and going to have to do something fun here. So I'll give you guys a minute to come up with what's at stake. But let's kick off the draft because the pregame show is out of commercial right now. So it's a perfect time to do this. We're going to go first to Kylan. Is it Caitlin or Kylan?
You got it right the first time, Kylan.
Kylan. All right. I'll probably get it wrong before the end of the night, but if I keep mixing it up, I know I got it right at least half the time. All right. You got first pick. Who do you want from tonight's game? We're doing points, rebounds, and assists, each worth 1 point.
Okay, so I'll take my boy from Garland, Texas, and the first time All-Star, Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey. All right. Go ahead and put that into the chat. I think that's a pretty solid pick. He's averaging 27 points per game. All right. Let's go next to Jackie.
Oh, it's easy now. Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. Okay. You can take him second. Next, go ahead and put that in the YouTube chat. Next up is Jeremiah.
Garland then.
Garland. All right. All right. Nice. And go ahead and put that in the YouTube chat. Alvin.
I'm going to take Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. Ooh, I was going to take him. All right. Nice pick there. All right. So I got a pick now, and then Jason will have 2 in a row after this. So have a pretty good idea of who you guys might want on the backswing now. Let's pull up this box score and just see who we've even got to pick from here. All right. And make sure you're putting it into the YouTube chat here. Let's see. Where is our game for tonight? I'm going to look up this last game, what happened here, to try to see if I can figure out who do I want to get from this. Oh, and it looks like this is the first time they played where Embiid led them in scoring. This is not the last game here. We got a commercial from Fidelity there. All right, here it is, right? This is the one. This is the one the Cavs. Oh, this is the one the Sixers won. That's the one we want to look at. All right, so when the Sixers won, Buddy Hield. All right, there's my sleeper pick, Buddy Hield. It's funny, I was just wondering why Indiana traded him for nothing. Yeah, he really knocked the Celtics out of the in-season tournament earlier this year. So, all right, Buddy Hield is the pick for me. You got 2 in a row now. You're on the clock, Jason.
All right. I was trying to see. I'm trying to remember. Nobody's picked up Tobias Harris, correct?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, they're all should be in the YouTube chat there. Make sure everyone's put their pick in the YouTube chat.
On the YouTube, okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with Tobias Harris, and nice. It was gonna be. I got him right here. I'm having to switch back and forth because I'm slow that way.
It's all right. It's getting us a little tough on the research here.
I believe somebody did take out. I think I'll go with Max Strus.
Max Strus, awesome. Yeah, I saw he led them in scoring last night.
Yeah.
So that's a smart pick there. All right. Let's see. So I'm up next here. Let me look through the chat. Did anybody take Mobley yet? I don't think so. All right. I'm going to grab Mobley. So I got Buddy Hield and Mobley. All right. Get back into Zoom and see. Let's see. Next was Jeremiah.
We'll go Oubre.
Kelly Oubre. All right. Yeah, if we look at that box score from the last time they played, he had a great game. Good pick. All right. Next is Jackie.
You just took my guy, man. Hey, and also Donovan Mitchell is day to day, man. He might even play, but I'm gonna keep him on. I'm gonna keep him out there anyway. Let me see here.
I think that would change everyone's pick who took the Cavs to win and cover.
Yeah, he day to day, man. He might not even play, but I'm gonna go with a sneaker pick. Let me see. I'm gonna go with another Cavs because I think if Donovan Mitchell ain't playing, they gonna need somebody to step up. Let's see who's on this roster here. All right. I'm gonna take he's already took Mobley. I guess I'll go. I'll go with Caris LeVert, man. Let's go with LeVert.
LeVert, nice, yeah. LeVert has had some big games over the years. All right, and Kylan, you got the final pick here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the returning DeAnthony Melton. I think he's gonna spend a lot of time either on Garland or Donovan Mitchell, and he's a sneaky, his length, and he's sneaky as far as 3-pointers and things like that. So I think he'll have a big game, and he'll want to put on a show for his first game in a few months after returning from a lumbar spine injury. So I'm going with DeAnthony Melton.
Nice, yeah, Melton it is. All right. All right, so we got our fantasy lineups. We've made our pregame predictions.
Wait, I didn't get my pick yet. My second pick is Robert Covington.
Oh, Covington. I forgot about him too. Nice.
He's injured. He won't play. He's got a knee thing.
Oh, is he out tonight?
Yeah.
Covington's
we'll give you a do-over. Let's check the injury report here. Yeah, it says Covington and Lowry are out tonight. I didn't even know they had Lowry.
I don't think Lowry know they got Lowry.
Dang. I'll go with Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne, nice. I've seen him have some big games over the years for the Suns. There's got to be somebody who's going to rebound for Philly. I don't know who they're playing inside. There's probably a sleeper pick there, but go ahead with Cameron Payne. I think that's pretty solid. All right, so we got our picks for tonight, and we got our we're just about a few minutes from tip off here. We got our fantasy teams drafted. Let's just take a look at what else is happening around the league tonight. And we looked at the standings here already. Let's hop over ESPN and just see if there's any other games that have really good appeal. I know I was eyeing the Milwaukee Bucks against Minnesota game tonight. That's on next at 10. Our show's from 7 to 10. Last night we did a doubleheader and stayed on for the Lakers Golden State game. And we won't be staying on tonight for this game, but that is a really intriguing game. And I get it. Sometimes you feel like just curling up on the couch and watching a game and zoning out. And sometimes it's fun to be around people and talk to people. And so let's just see what else is out here tonight. If anybody has any takes on
got the Pels in the Heat, man. The Pels in the Heat. Back to
Greg,
back.
you're hating on the small markets, man, with Minnesota and Bucks.
You gotta
I'm saying that's my game I'd love to watch tonight. I think that's the best game of the night.
Why is it so late? Why isn't that weird that it's late? If it's so late.
West Coast game.
Yeah, I mean it's in Minnesota. They're only Central time, right?
Yeah, Mountain Time, right?
Yeah, it's Central Time.
Oh, Central Time? That's real late then.
Yeah, that is unusual. I guess on a Friday night, maybe they moved it around to get it on TV somehow. I feel like they could have bumped this Cavs game once they saw Embiid was out. They could have flip-flopped those.
They want all those cold people to go ahead and get liquored up, man, so they can have a good time tonight.
Damn straight.
We watched the Suns last night. They should win this one against the Rockets. They lost to Dallas. There was a great clip on KD, right, about him getting into it with some fans.
Yeah, your cousin, Greg. That's your cousin out there. You sent her out there to holler at that man.
Right.
Yeah. If you guys didn't see last night, I said KD's not in my top 50 players all time. And everybody,
you said 100, man. 100.
Everybody came at me. I said maybe he's at the end of my top 100,
We had to get at you last night, Greg.
Did you tweet that out? He might respond. Did you tweet that out?
Maybe I gotta start being a tweeter. I don't use Twitter yet. It scares me now that it's called X. I'm like, is X? I thought X was a porn site or something.
The Pelicans Twitter has been blowing up today because they've been posting Stephen A. Smith highlights from all time basketball and his scores and stats because he had the nerve to talk about Zion still eating cheeseburgers. He obviously ain't been watching since the LeBron James in season tournament because Zion has put the cheeseburgers down, man.
Yeah, Stephen A, he's been in the news a lot more lately. I think I grabbed one of his clips here. He was kind of taking some shots at Pat McAfee in a recent clip. He's trying to build his own personal brand, just like McAfee is doing, and not be so tied to ESPN, I think.
I hope he don't plan on eating when he come down here for the Super Bowl because he in that Goodell boat now.
Those fans, they were just calling him a bitch, Durant and the Dallas fans. Like I'm always about being respectful. I'm a referee, so I hate when people think they paid their $2 to get in a high school game and they're entitled to say whatever they want. It's one thing to have an opinion. I have an opinion about him not being able to lead a team to a championship. And that doesn't mean, I'm going to call them names the way those Dallas fans were, but they made themselves look like idiots, when he confronted them. I thought that was a pretty cool clip. Heat Pelicans is a good game tonight. Bucks T-Wolves is a good game tonight. Hornets, the Warriors are on a back-to-back. That might be all right. The Nuggets. How about Jokic last night? Had that perfect game. Didn't miss a shot.
Hey, I told you that Golden State game was over with, man, at halftime, man. We stayed up and watched it, but it was downhill, man. Downhill from there.
Wemby versus AD tonight. That's an interesting matchup.
Watch Wemby win, man.
Especially if LeBron doesn't play, that would be pretty embarrassing.
We're gonna dominate him. When we gonna have 20 and 20 on.
I think Wemby smokes AD with no problem.
Did y'all see that clip of Wemby, like he was getting fouled and he did the real life like Space Jam with the extent and the dunk? Did y'all see that clip? It was like it made the rounds on Twitter like a couple of days ago. Did y'all not see that?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna look it up though.
It was like
a
dunk. He just stretched and dunked, so he did like the real life Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Craziest
thing. You just gave me an idea for a good segment, Kylan. Why don't we all pick out what we think is the best clip we've seen in our feed recently, and we'll see whose clip is the best. You can use that Wemby one if you want. If you guys have seen something else, I think it'd be fun to
You gotta be in game, or it could just be a clip from a player. So there's two that's really hot right now. That's pretty good.
Yeah, let's go. It could be either one. Let's have you put them into the YouTube chats, the link to it, and we'll pull them up on screen and look at this. And if you're watching in the YouTube chat, we'd love to hear what you think has been the hottest clip you've seen. We're looking for recent stuff. Let's not go all the way back.
No, this was like last week.
Current events here, and we'll judge these clips. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube and you want to join us on Zoom, we'd love to have you here. The game is about to tip off. We're going to go into the game cast, so this will be updating live as we go here today. And they're just about to. Oh, this is Toronto. That's not our game. I don't think anybody wants to watch Toronto and Atlanta.
The Celtics and Spurs game last night was never really in question, with Boston extending their win streak to 6 and blowing out the Spurs 134-101. But one of the silver linings for San Antonio.
Let's just put them into the YouTube chat and we'll pull those up on a commercial. Once this game tips off, I want to put our focus onto this game here tonight. And just keep an eye on what's happening. It's always interesting whether the live cast is in real time or usually it's a few minutes behind what's happening on the TV. But last night it was actually ahead of what was happening on my TV, which I've never seen happen before. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen tonight. Last night's game was TNT, right? And tonight's ESPN. So maybe it has something to do with that. They're at a commercial break here. They're cramming in all the commercials they can before they start. That was one of the things that really I thought set a bad tone for the All-Star game. They told us all it was going to be an 8 p.m. tip-off, and it was like past 8:30, and they still were doing introductions. Like, just tell everyone the real time and let the people that want to watch what they want to watch it. But you don't need to be tricking us. I thought that put everyone into a bad mood before the game even really got going. And they're kind of doing the same thing here. That's one thing I love about the NFL. Like it's 1 p.m. and every game kicks off right at 1. They're very good about that. We get in all the introductions, the national anthem, everything right before that. And we're going to talk some football today too as we go, probably around halftime. We want to get into some football takes, as well as March Madness is coming up. I'm excited for that. This week there was no NBA games for the last couple days, so we actually focused in on some college games. And to my surprise, that was the game we did Wednesday. It was Houston Cougars against Iowa State, 2 top 10 teams. That's been our highest viewed episode so far. I thought that was really interesting. You know, I'm letting the data look at things. I thought last night's show was our best show from a crew team. We had a lot of fun. We did a double header. Well, when I look at the numbers, the college game was really well rated. So next week we're going to test out on Tuesday and Wednesday night next week, doing like kind of like the Red Zone channel for NFL, but we're going to do that with the full board of college games. We'll be taking updates from all of those games, which I think will be fun. And we'll see how that does. We're testing new things with the show, and I'm being very transparent, documenting what we're doing to grow the audience. As soon as we start getting some momentum with the audience, we want to start hiring a team of people that can help us. I know I've got some travel coming up that I need a day off for, and we want to maybe add in a second shift or a day shift during March Madness. So that's kind of what we're looking to do as far as growing this. Let's hop over while we're on a commercial here and see what you guys put in for links here. Did it let you put in links or no? I'm not sure how that works here in the YouTube chat. I'm not seeing any links from anybody. Try to put in the link in the YouTube chat.
I put in a couple. I put in 2. I put in one from Steph and one from Luke.
I put in one as well.
Let me try to refresh this. Maybe
I have one as well.
Does YouTube block links? Let's see here.
A Jordan Poole link at that.
I don't see him, right? Are you
It's
guys
at the bottom? Oh, I see the Wimby. Mine are right under the Wimby Space Jam link.
Yeah, that's it though. That's where the scroll goes. That's interesting. Are you guys seeing it on the chat over on YouTube, or is it like did it auto delete or something?
Yeah, I can see it in YouTube in the comment section.
Yeah, I can as well.
I wonder the comments is not different than the live chat, right? Is comments over here? You put it in the live chat or the comments?
Live chat. It's right under the Wimby Space Jam link.
Yeah, that's as far down as mine is going here. Let's click that.
It do that like every day, kind of, until somebody else comments or something. It kind of doesn't push them up. Let me see.
You put it in the live chat or the comments?
Move up comments.
Now it's playing back the recoil here. Let's see here. Test. Yeah,
I just put in a second link.
Yeah, it's showing. Well, I guess it don't let the links go,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, it must don't let the links go.
We're figuring this stuff out as we go. All right, so let's have you do this instead. Let's have you send it to me on the Zoom chat. And instead, since it's not showing up here in this chat, we'll see what each person's clip of the night or clip of the week is. And this game still hasn't tipped off here. I'm watching it on my TV. Yeah, wow. The spread is actually on TV. They've now got it down to minus 1.5. Dang, that when the number moves that much, that means a lot of money came in on the other side, right? Does that mean people are betting Philly at home? That's really interesting. Maybe they know Mitchell's not playing or something. I'm really surprised to see a 3-point swing in the spread like that. They still haven't tipped off. All right, let's pull up some of these links here. We're going to go first one. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Got to push him out the way so he can get the
Get the full shot.
Nice. That was pretty good. You know it's good when you want to see it again, right? I'm always looking to see if these things might be fixed or set up. You know, I'm such a
Maybe he blocked it.
but with the crowd cheering, I think that looked real. A lot of times, you know, I think they're fake ones. All right, let's see. Next, we got one from Jason here. Can you guys are you guys seeing this?
Poor Derek White, we love you, but he's going to end
Not
up
seeing this one.
highlight. Ball caps, and they're just toying with the little kids. Poor Derek White, we love you, but he's going to end up on every highlight. Ball caps, and they're just toying with the little kids. Poor Derek White, we love you, but he's going to end up on.
Nice. He had a little George Gervin in him as he was like gliding there, but then he dunked it at the end.
I hear it. I just don't see it.
You didn't see it?
I hear it though.
All right, let's try that again. Got to get this down. Maybe
Yeah, I couldn't see it either.
I gotta click share. After I click the link, I gotta click share in YouTube and Zoom.
Just toying with the little
There it
kids.
is.
Poor Derek White, we love you, but he's going to end up on every highlight. Ball caps, and they're just toying with the little kids. Poor Derek White, we love you, but he's going
Look
to
at that dude, man. He's so in control, man.
He's long.
The Gumby, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
that's gonna be tough to guard. We'll have to see if he can stay healthy. You know, he's still got a long way to go. I'm not anointing him the next Yao Ming or anything yet.
He don't want to be
He's
Yao
gonna get
Ming,
bigger.
man.
He needs to gain
to-
weight.
Let's see. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this one from TikTok. Drag the puzzle pieces into place. TikTok's making me verify here. Continue as a guest. And then share. All right, here we go. Does this have audio?
Got a Jordan Poole highlight.
I don't think that's it anymore.
Jesus wash feet, man.
There's that commercial. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna just try to copy and paste the link from TikTok. Probably don't use TikTok on my laptop, so it's not used to being here.
It's okay.
Stop sucking us to watch these pregame shows, man. Put the game on, man. It's about 7:45 already.
He got traded over. Buddy, I remember Buddy under on Prize Picks was the go-to for the longest until they dropped Buddy line to like 12 points. And you consider yourself an all-star and you can't drop 12 points and you moving like this? Well, the downfall of Jordan Poole needs to be studied for. The Warriors really did this man dirty. Who got clipped by Draymond ain't never been the same.
You can't hear that at all.
Donovan Mitchell isn't playing.
Oh, come on, Don.
Oh, dang. That's why the spread was dropping. Yeah.
Bro, this is horrible. We've been bamboozled, led astray.
They got us.
So it's Isaac Okoro in PG.
Let's
we
gotta do our research before we pick.
Sixers first game last night.
Well, they had them day to day.
With Boston extending their win streak to 6 and blowing out the Spurs 134-101. But one of the silver linings for San Antonio was Victor Wembanyama, who had another good game, dropping 21 points and 7 rebounds on 50% from the field, including this breakaway dunk with just one dribble from half court.
Guys are really embarrassing my Celtics here. I guess they won the game, so there's nothing we should be embarrassed about. Let's see. I think we got one or two more here before we tip off. They're finally tipping off. My gosh, 7:43. Now they're going to be late for the 10 o'clock game too. Let's see what's next one. Guys are really embarrassing my Celtics
first game last night.
Oh, that's the same one. I guess they won the game, so there's nothing we should be embarrassed about. Why is it replaying me now? We're here before we tip off. They're finally tipping off. My gosh. 7:43. Now they're going to be late for the 10 o'clock game, too.
Kelly Oubre just scored.
I got.
There we go. There we go. It wasn't on mine. I thought it was. All right, let's get our game cast up here and follow along with what's happening. We're just underway. It's a quick start, 2-2. Mobley scored. That's good for me in fantasy. And who else? Kelly Oubre. Let's see who's out there. Nobody had Reed, I guess. Reed is their center. I mean, I guess they're playing two forwards and 3 guards. And Okoro and Strus are out there.
They go my boy Maxi.
Who else is they must be missing 2 starters, right? The Cavs. The Strus doesn't usually start, does he?
He does. I believe he's there. So I believe it's Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Mobley, Allen.
Okay, cool. Cool. So yeah, 7-4. Well, the game cast is a little bit ahead of my TV again on ESPN.
Yeah, same here. I got 5-2 right now.
Usually I'm a little bit ahead. It's so weird. But all right. Let's each keep an eye on this game and our players here. And just they're coming out firing though. 7-6. Haven't really seen anybody miss a shot yet. There's a miss. There's Jared Allen dominating the boards like we thought he would. Strus for 3. Man, I really started hating Strus last year in the playoffs. Him and those guys on Miami, like those guys off the street that were killing my Celtics.
I don't think anybody will be worried about the Heat at the postseason with everything going on with them.
It's nice to see that get opportunities.
Just trying to hear who's calling the game.
That's one of the Sixers. Force a turnover. This is what they got.
Buddy Hield. Tell you, I'm predicting that the Sixers will play Indiana in the first round of the playoffs, and that they're going to really regret trading Buddy Hield for nothing. I guess he's on an expiring contract, so they wanted to get.
So what seed would that be? 4 seed for the Sixers?
It would be 3-6 in my predictions, right?
Yeah, Greg, who are your first top 4 seeds there? You
I would say that Cleveland will fall to 4, and that Indiana will finish 3, and Milwaukee will finish 2.
Wow, you got better hope than I do for the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got so much talent. And once Middleton comes back, that big 3 is better than anybody else's big 3.
Let's hope.
I think the Bucks got that postseason vibes going from them, where they turn it on once they're there. I think they'll carry themselves into a top 4 position. They might stumble into that top 4 position, but I think they'll get there.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are done. Honestly, I think they'll make the top 3 seed, but I think that the loss of Drew Holiday is a little bit too big to overcome, just because Damian Lillard is allergic to playing defense. He gives you 40 and gives up 40 on the other end. So I think
it's not factually correct though. He's having his best defensive year in his career, efficiency wise.
Okay, but in the playoffs, I'll say this: he's not Drew Holiday, so I think that
no, he's not.
He'll be
targeted. Not even close.
Be targeted. You guys will make the second round, and then promptly be dismissed between the Sixers, Celtics, or Pacers, whoever you'll see in the second round.
The Bucks are only losing to the Celtics, no one else.
I agree. I think the Bucks are losing to Celtics.
You say that, but I've seen them lose to the Heat twice now in the last 2 years. So you can't never say never.
Yeah, that's a good
true.
point. That's a good point. I mean, just trying to turn it on in the playoffs doesn't usually work out.
The Heat beat everybody though last year except for the Nuggets in the playoff.
But that just shows you anybody can get hot. I just look at Cleveland like they played out of their mind to get where they are. They're not going to be able to sustain this this pace, especially if Mitchell's out. I look for them to fall back to the pack. I think, Indiana getting Halliburton back, they're a team on the rise.
Indiana, I just can't see them. I mean, I think it's their fun team, obviously, but I think they're still it's this year and then next year they make that big jump where they can maybe solidify themselves as a top 3 seed consistently. Their defense is atrocious.
They added Siakam too, so I mean they got a lot of firepower there.
That's true.
They're as far as
defense though.
They're as far as they are already with Halliburton being out and without Siakam, and they're sitting in the 6th seed. How many games back are they really? They're what, 12 and a half? They're 5.
What are they back of the Cavs?
5.5 back of the Cavs. That's a lot. There's not that
That's
many
doable though.
left.
You're right. That's doable. It could be because I think it depends on the schedule remaining, right? So I think the Cavs have a favorable schedule, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the Pacers do as well to end the year, whereas Boston and Milwaukee have brutal schedules to end the year. So we'll see.
Well, Mitchell being out really is evening things out here.
So with Embiid being out, how many games is that? Is he out? Is he ineligible for the MVP then already?
Yeah,
he will be.
Yeah. What do we think of that rule? That's an interesting rule.
That rule is stupid. They should have had an injury waiver just because a lot of these players.
I agree.
A lot of
injury clause.
Yeah, it should have been an injury clause. They tried to NFL it and just have a broad rule, trying to solve a problem that really isn't a problem, because a lot of times, especially with Joel Embiid, you brought up Tyrese Halliburton. He can only miss 3 more games before they Klay Thompson him, and he'll miss out on like $41 million in the sentence because he needs to make an All-NBA team to get like his super max at $200 million. I think they should have had an injury clause, and I think that was very NFL of the NBA to just make a narrow rule and not have some foresight that we play back-to-backs. We have 82 games, things happen, injuries, sicknesses. You traveled in different cities, plane rides. I don't know why they didn't have a waiver. And now it's going to cost, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Sixers fan, but Pacers are doing this with Halliburton. Like, it happens. Like, people get injured. There should have been a waiver to it.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like
stop load management.
The voting to me kind of takes care of that anyways. Like, if Embiid doesn't play, a third of the season, no one should be voting for him for MVP anyways. You don't need a specific rule for that. I don't feel like that's mattered as much. But yeah, they were trying to do something about the load management, right? Which still doesn't make any sense because you can put a guy in for 2 minutes and it counts as him having played that game and sit him out the rest of the night, right? All you're doing is making them play for a few minutes to skirt the system. So yeah, I get their intentions, or to try to be there, but it just seems like an unnecessary rule.
Yeah, and then back-to-backs, man. You got guys coming off an injury. They can't go out there back-to-back. You know what I mean? You got to give them a chance to, at least get back in shape.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, back-to-backs, I thought they would have got rid of those by now anyways.
Yeah, those are pretty tough.
It's a little too
should
much
be able to.
management in these leagues.
All right, well, we got 16-13, just giving it a quick eye from a fantasy perspective. Let's have each of us kind of add up our guys if they're still in the game here. Hield has 2 points for me, and Mobley is out already, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah, Jared Allen got 2 points. It seems like Vegas is even sweating buckets because this game is tighter than somebody with a jersey 2 sizes too small.
This game, yeah, they got no Embiid. You got no Mitchell. It's basically even, but I think Cleveland got more players. I mean, Philly just stuck with Maxey. Tobias Harris don't show up, so this is gonna be interesting. I mean, they got Buddy Hield, but I don't trust him, man. Maybe Oubre. Oubre and Maxey gonna carry the team. Right now, Reed's carrying the team, man. And he's supposed to be on the bench.
Yeah, now I'm just interested in the Maxey versus Garland matchup.
So you got left, man. At least Maxey an all-star. At least they got one all-star out in Philly today.
All right, we're back in action here.
Real game about to start in 5 minutes, y'all. Pelicans Heat.
I'm still in commercial break.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
go,
on commercial
Pels.
break too.
I think that was the first time all year I saw Zion ball out because he played the Rockets a few times earlier this year, but he never really stood out. But he had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, because
well, you
Brandon
watch
Ingram
a
wasn't
few more
there. He had
games.
to handle the ball. When Brandon Ingram ain't there, somebody got to handle the ball, and he stepped up yesterday. He had 10 assists. But he been balling since they called him fat, man. Since everybody called him fat, like they must have not been seeing him because he been going in. He's getting defense. He playing defense. He getting rebounds. He didn't had about 4 or 5
his
double
entire
doubles.
NBA career, though.
Going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, and not really his whole career. He been hurt. He been hurt, and we've been calling him trash because he deserved it, and he been acting like he didn't want to be had the effort to be out there. But this season, for sure, like he was trying to get healthy, and he been balling. And then in-season tournament came, and they all jumped on him because we got smashed by the Lakers, and it was like, oh, this dude just too fat, he too lazy. Well, he heard him. He heard everything they said, and he responded. He been balling since then. There's no way anybody can say he has not been balling because he been ripping it up. Him and Brandon Ingram been holding it down.
I mean,
Is that game on your local TV? Is
like
that
in college? They said he was just
Valley Sports.
Yeah, Valley Sports app.
Yeah, and NBC Sports Philly. What's going on with 3J, Jackie?
Man, I don't know, man. It's like well, he ball when everybody out the game too. He old, but I'm kind of thinking he gonna have to go, man.
Harris LeVert with a nice back?
We got Herb, we got Trey, and both of them guys are young.
Yeah.
Even though I don't want to see none of them go, man, but somebody gonna have to go. And I mean, he got the biggest contract out of all of them.
How old is CJ now? He in his 30s, or is he still in his late 20s?
He in his 30s. He dropped 28 last night, though. You know what I'm saying? So he balls out. He plays when he has to. You know what I mean? He comes through for us, and he that vet. But like I said, somebody gonna have to walk. And I think Trey Murphy and Herb Jones are better investments than trying to keep CJ. You probably can trade CJ or get something for CJ. You don't want to get rid of them young guys because we've been good at developing these young cats.
Well, you need a veteran too to kind of show them the ropes and stuff, right? If they could get
Yeah, man. But honestly, we've been to the playoffs as much as CJ, man. CJ ain't done nothing. He had one conference finals, I think it was. He ain't really done too much. You know what I mean? In the last 2 years, all them guys been to the playoffs or the play-in, so they got experience. They just need to win something.
But on this squad, if these three can stay healthy, CJ, all we need from him is 17 to 20. That's it. He don't have to have those spectacular games.
Much. But I think Trey Murphy can give us that 17. You know what I'm saying?
And another person I like on y'all squad is Alvarado. That man's always good for 15, 20 a night, it seems like.
That's our sneaky link. That's the sneaky link.
Yeah, that's our defensive. We call him GTA down here. You know what I'm saying? Because he coming Grand Theft Autorado all the time. Don't be paying attention, and you're gonna lose that ball because he come and get it.
There go the Anthony Melton for me.
Actually, next Wednesday, the Pacers and the Pelicans game got flexed to ESPN. So keep that in mind, Greg.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking we might try focusing on college on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Just because the Houston game we did was our best rated game in terms of views. It's interesting, I wonder, like, when we're broadcasting live, we average about 10 to 20 people viewing at any given time in YouTube. But then there's like our views of the actual video are like 300. So I feel like that means people are popping in to, see what is this? What are these guys doing? Are they really, is the game on or, and those are some of the people that we want to turn into loyal followers and subscribers. So if that's you, if you're watching this game on the replay, drop us a comment and we'll send you the Zoom link and you can join us. We're together Monday through Friday here. We might, by the way, we're going to be for sure on for that Duke UNC game. That's on Saturday coming up soon. And then March Madness will be here. Got to figure out what we're going to do for that. Those games will be going all week, as are the conference tournament games. So, with college, tonight will be a good litmus test. We'll see how this game.
Jared Allen with the dunk. Is my TV late or y'all TV caught that?
Yeah, mine is late too.
Yeah, mine's is late.
I think mine is late, but not as late.
I think of these two rosters that we're watching, man, without the stars, like the Cavs still got the more well-rounded roster. You got Garland, you got Strauss who playoffs, you got Allen, and you got Mobley. They kind of they got the dominant lineup.
What are you guys watching on? Are you on a streaming app or
ESPN?
Yeah, I'm on ESPN.
On the app
ESPN.
or through your cable company or on an app?
I'm on the app on my computer.
I'm completely about my Fire Stick app.
I got my Pelicans on my Fire Stick on my TV.
I got the regular local stream.
And I got these guys on the regular. I got these. Oh yeah, we've been getting games on Fox, but not this game. I see. My man Blaze at.
I feel like I'm like the last person on earth still paying $200 a month for Spectrum cable.
Yeah, you and my mom and daddy, man.
You gotta get on that ticket and find out how to get it for free.
You and my mom and my daddy playing that, man.
Watching the Cavs, more than a few games this year. How's Strus been doing? Because I know he got a nice little contract after his playoff run last year. I know we talk about Mobley and Allen and Darius Garland, Spider Mitchell, but how's he been fitting in Cleveland?
Strus, he led him in points last night. That was the first time I noticed him. Let's take a look at Strus here. 6 points a game. That's not great.
I feel like he gives them the needed shooting that they need. He might not be consistent right now, but yeah, it's not. But he adds some shooting to them. But
maybe that's just this game.
That's just right now. Yeah, I think
okay.
So do they use him as a specialist, kind of like Kyle Korver, just come in when they need some shooting, or does he actually get decent PT?
He's in the starting five.
He's there starting at the 3 for them, I guess.
Yeah, he starts a small forward. So,
but every time they get the bag, it seems like the numbers go down.
Yeah.
That's product of the Miami system too. They made him look good over there.
Yeah, that's a function of the thing. Like he went from being like the third option in Miami to the fifth in Cleveland, because like we said, it's Garland, he shoots a lot, Mitchell, he shoots a lot, Mobley and Allen. Allen have the offensive rebound market on lock. So he's probably like the fifth option on that team for real.
Yeah, here's his numbers: 12, 5, and 3, 7. That's not bad.
Yeah. It's just a function of what happens when you go from the third option to like the fifth option.
I wanted us to trade for Allen, man. I thought Allen would have been pretty good in our lineup with Zion, but JV still holds it down. He's just old, man.
Y'all still Tunis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce of the NBA. No rings.
The man who got Draymond Green. No, that wasn't him. That was the other one in Phoenix. That wasn't him. Was it Valanciunas that got in a fight with Draymond, or was it the other dude in Phoenix? I forget.
No, that was the Sabonis guy, wasn't it?
I thought it was Nurkic.
That was
Nurkic. Yeah, that dude with the
It's
beard.
all the above, man. Draymond fights everyone. All the above.
Everybody.
Yeah,
but Nurkic was the one that got him. That's the one that got him suspended.
Yeah.
Last year he kicked hers, man.
Yeah. I figured it was Nurkic. I forgot. I remember when it happened. I thought it was Nurkic. I was like, it could have been Valanciunas too, because he has beef with him too. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, that guy's got beef with everybody.
he does.
All right, we're coming up on the first quarter here. When we go to the first quarter break, we're going to go around the horn, and I want to hear from everybody your best Philly sports memory. This will be interesting to see where you guys go. You can go any sport, and what's the most memorable moment in Philadelphia history? It's great that we got some Philly people here. It'd be interesting to see what people outside of Philly remember or think of you guys for. And we'll have to pick one so we don't steal each other's thunder. I think that'll be fun. And then we'll do Cleveland after that. Our two teams here tonight, and get our best memories of these two cities.
Yeah, when y'all do it, bear in mind, I'm probably the youngest one here. I wasn't born for the snowball. I wasn't born for the snowball. If y'all go there, I wasn't here. I wasn't here yet. They threw snowballs and booed Santa Claus and threw batteries at Michael Irvin. I wasn't here yet. So
what do they tell you about the history of those teams? You know, don't they make you learn it all?
I mean, they do, but I'm just saying some of that stuff I saw at ESPN Classic or I heard about it. Like, you know, I was young enough that I remember the event, but I wasn't here for that when they cheered Michael Irvin or whichever one breaking his neck or throwing snow at.
There's so many great memories. I hope nobody picks stuff like that. That's just picking on y'all.
I know, but I hear that a lot. People be like, y'all boo Santa Claus. I'm all like, yo, I wasn't here for that. I wasn't born yet. So don't hold that against me. Like, they're like grandparents now. I don't like, that's not me.
Right. What do they have, like a city like the Philadelphia Hall of Fame, like city?
They're building one. It's right there near the stadiums. In South Philly.
For like all the athletes of the city. Like we have the New England Sports Hall of Fame, that has like all kinds of college players, and
yeah, they're starting to build one.
Of course, the actual Basketball Hall of Fame is in Massachusetts.
Yes. Springfield, right?
Yeah. Ooh, deep three. I guess the clock was running out. That place is fun, a fun place to spend a day. I love reading the history of the game.
I've never been to Philly, traveling next month.
It's fun. Don't go to Pat's and Geno's. Don't be a tourist.
I've been through Philly on the train, maybe the $20 bus a couple times, but I never really had to stop and get out, man. I was like, this place is in the middle of nowhere. It's surrounded by land. Ain't no water around here. Gotta go.
Better go to the Jersey Shore.
Philly is great, man. You don't know what you're missing. Yeah, but don't go. Yeah, Jeremiah, don't go to Pat's and Geno's. Do something else. Don't be a tourist.
Geno's is the one I always hear about. So, what's your recommendation? If I were to go to Philly, where are you telling me to
go? I would say you can go. It depends on where you're trying to go. If you're trying to stay in the downtown Center City area, go to South Street. Go to Ishka Bibbles. That's
trying to not get shot, right? Isn't it?
I did get a cheesesteak off of a truck, and that was a bad idea. I'm gonna tell you now, man. I spent the rest of that bus ride in the bathroom.
I would say like go to Ishka Bibbles. You can go to Renton Terminal. That's pretty good. It's got all the cultural foods that you want: soul food, cheesesteak. You want a PA Dutch style breakfast? Go there. There's a lot of stuff to do.
What are they reviewing here? Did anybody see what happened?
Nah, I was trying not to go to Pat's.
Start talking about food.
Right.
Hey.
Now I'm hungry.
That's why I missed it too. But they're having a long review of something.
So like one of the places though, which is any of y'all seen the Creed movies, at least the first two, not the newer one because they didn't shoot it.
Talking about the Rocky Steps. Go to the Rocky Steps.
I mean, you could do that.
I'm definitely going there.
That's the art museum, but I was saying like you can go to this one's in North Philly. It's called oh man, it's not far from me, but it's called Max's. It's a good cheesesteak. That's where they if you remember the first Creed movie, is where what's his name's character when they got a cheesesteak. It's pretty good. Pretty good place. Literally the line be around the corner. So it's a real good cheesesteak. What else? I mean, it depends on Well, you going by yourself? You going with family? Like, what you doing?
I'm going with a buddy. We're going to WrestleMania.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Acknowledge me.
I'll be there too. So let's exchange. I'll be there. I'll be at Mania too. So yeah, let's so
We'll look you up, man. We'll have a good time.
yeah, man. Should be good. Should be good. That's a good time because it's WrestleMania. It's right in the middle of I think March Madness too. So it's gonna be a crazy weekend.
Jeremiah,
Yes,
do you
it
want
will.
him to finish the story, or do you want the tribal chief to continue sitting at the head of the table?
Oh God, Cody Rhodes is
Chief.
cringy.
It's time to finish the story, bro. It should have happened last year, but
The
it's time.
story's over with, man. What The Rock told him last week, oh, I thought that was hilarious. The Rock was going in. He was going in on Utah, man. That was hilarious. I was like, the old Rock is back. I was like, I ain't never watched wrestling and laughed this hard in a while.
Hollywood Rock. SmackDown's on right now, actually. Because it's 8:10.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is hilarious, man. Rock came out with the old $500 vest. You ain't playing with him.
Yeah. It's crazy because you got it SmackDown tonight, and then like later on you got because they're in Australia, you got
Chamber.
You got Elimination Chamber 5 a.m. if you're on the East Coast, 2 a.m. if you're on the West Coast, 4 a.m. if you're
I'll watch the replay.
I was just about to say it's a Saturday. I'll watch it when I get up.
I'll stay off the internet and watch it later.
What number WrestleMania is this? Like 300?
40 XL.
40.
40. Wow.
It's
I was in the 8th grade and I went to the first WrestleMania ever at the Madison Square Garden.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It was Mr. T was there against Rowdy Piper and
Yep.
Andre the Giant, man, and Hulk Hogan. It was awesome.
Okay.
Cameron Payne for 3.
I went to 30 or 31, something like that.
Yeah.
Over at AT&T Stadium. It's a huge production. Like there's just so much happening.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I went to the Rumble in San Antonio last year.
Okay.
And that was my first pay-per-view event. I went to like a Raw event once, and what a culture shock that was. There was like 65,000 people, and it was a blast. Bray Wyatt's last match. That was my guy, Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace.
Oh man, yeah, R.I.P. man.
Yeah.
This is my first WrestleMania and first like wrestling live event ever. So anything to look out for from y'all vets for WrestleMania? I mean, it's in my home.
I've never been to a premium live event.
It's in my hometown, so I'm already cheating, but like, so I don't have to worry about like the hotels and stuff. But anything to look out for since y'all been to WrestleMania Royal Rumbles, like y'all got any advice for a first timer other than taking
sneak in booze
on WrestleMania? but typically with wrestling, it's big on like viewership, so they want you to make it look like it's a packed crowd. So if you get a ticket like up in the nosebleeds, and they don't sell enough tickets, they'll upgrade you when you get there. They'll say, hey, we're going to go move you down. So that's actually happened to me in the Royal Rumble in 2017 in San Antonio. That actually happened, and it's happened for a few SmackDown tapings. So, like I said, I don't know if it's going to work for WrestleMania, but you can try it.
I think my friend paid for VIP tickets. I don't know what that entails, but we'll be. I don't know what that means because obviously I've never been to a wrestling event, so I don't know what VIP at a wrestling event looks like. So
that's all you can drink, I think, and eat, right?
I have, like I said, I've never been, but she was, my friend was telling me because she went to the WrestleMania that was in NOLA a few years ago, so she said it's pretty
nice,
pretty big, but I wouldn't know. I'm just happy to be here, bro. Honestly.
You'll have a blast either way.
We're at the end of the first quarter here, so let's go around the horn and get our best Philly sports memory of all time. We'll go first to Kaylin, and then Jackie, and then Alvin, and we'll go around the horn here.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So I think for me, my best one, I should be stereotypical and pick the Super Bowl because that was amazing memory. But I'm actually gonna go with the Nova victory, the first one. I didn't go to Nova, but Philly. And I remember that game vividly, the UNC Nova first matchup. And like I remember watching it in this room, not on this TV, different TV. And like me and my dad and I were watching it together, and like, I saw like, they hit the shot. It was an overtime. Jenkins hit the shot, obviously, and I was like, before Jenkins hit the shot, they called the timeout. I was like, Dad, it's overtime. They're gonna do what Philly teams and Philly suburban teams do, which is go to overtime and find some way to choke, right? So like I already have it in my mind. Then they call the timeout. They do that. They do the screen. Get Jenkins up. He does a little fadeaway, and I'm like, this is gonna miss. It's overtime. That John goes in. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. And then obviously, like, Page comes back. He hits the shot that wasn't, and I'm just on the floor, just so shocked because even though I totally had that call and picked Villanova over UNC in my bracket, I totally didn't believe it. So that was like one of the greatest ones for me because even though I picked the result, I was like, there's no way. My Philly pessimism was on a billion. I was like, it ain't gonna happen, and then they won, and I was like, yes, they won. So yeah, that's the best one for me.
That's a great trip down memory lane there. Let's just pop in on Chris Jenkins and see whatever happened to him. Because I mean, you hit a game winner like that, you think that would propel you like to forward with your confidence and
That's my cousin, man. He don't even come to family reunions no more, man. Never seen him again.
He never got drafted and never even made a team, huh? Wow.
Mm-mm.
He had to build. I guess that was his shining moment.
That was his
The
moment,
second
man.
quarter is back underway here, and the Cavs took the lead. But let's keep going with our Philly takes here. Where'd I say we were going? Jackie, and then Alvin, and then Jeremiah.
Yeah, man. All right, mine's is easy, man. We all saw it. It was game one of the NBA Finals back in like 2000, 2001. It was Allen Iverson hitting the shot and stepping over Tyronn Lue, and the world going crazy. Like Philly won this game. Can you even believe it? Because nobody expected them to win any games. They won that game, and it was downhill from there. But at least they got that shot. At least they got that memory and felt like winners of the NBA Finals for one game.
And so I love hearing moments when it's a game I can vividly remember like that, but I remember it like totally different. I remember Tyronn Lue face guarding Iverson and like shutting him down. I don't even remember him getting stepped over and all that.
Yeah, he hit that shot and it was like, oh my God, this series is over. AI is about to, and then it was like, nah, Kobe.
Then it was downhill.
Yeah. I mean that could have changed the course of history right there, right? If Shaq and Kobe don't win that one, was that their first ring, right? If they don't win that one,
that was the beginning of the three-peat.
That could have changed everything.
Yeah, changed Iverson legacy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I just was watching last night after we finished that his little show was on. I forget if it's 30 for 30 or what, but it was pretty interesting. Alvin, go ahead with your greatest Philly sports moment.
All right, this is the only time I'm gonna give any team in Philly some love.
Somebody mark it down. A Cowboys fan giving some.
But listen, so back in '93, one little background real quick. I'm a huge, and always have been a huge Braves fan because in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the only games you can really catch growing up when I was growing up was TBS, Dale Murphy. So I fell in love with the Braves ever since then. And the Phillies gave us heartache when Smoltzy and Glavine and all them in '93 NLCS. Just so happened it was my cousin that played with the Phillies, Kim Baptiste. So he was the GOAT, and he went from the GOAT with when you had Lenny Dykstra, Dalton, and all those, came up with that huge base hit. He went from GOAT to hero and propelled the Phillies into the World Series that year.
All right, we got some baseball history. Yeah, so many different teams that we could go down memory lane with here. Let's go next to Jeremiah. What's your best Philly sports memory?
My biggest one, it actually pisses me off a little bit, but it was I believe it was 2008, is a Phillies Reds playoff game. I was excited. Reds finally making the playoffs. We don't do that a whole lot around here. And Roy Halladay took the mound and threw a no-hitter, one walk away from a perfect game, shattering the dreams. After that, I believe they swept us in a series, and it's sad times for Reds fans.
Another baseball story here. The Phillies have broken a lot of hearts over the years. All right, let's go next to Jason and then David with your best Philly story.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, mine's that same year. I'm not really a fan of any Phillies teams, but my brother likes the Phillies baseball. And so in '08, when they won with Cole Hamels and all those guys, that was pretty cool. I mean, they almost swept the Rays, or they won 4-1. A nice dominant team. I was happy to see that win. Other than that, don't have a lot of love for Philly teams.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way, being a Boston guy. Let's go, David.
So there is no heartbreak with this one. My favorite Philadelphia sports memory is the 2022 World Series, the Houston Astros, Game 6 of the World Series. Jordan sent that one. It's still in the air somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it probably hit a plane or something. World Series champions. That's what happened. Philadelphia, I love you. I hope to see you again. We can do it again in 2024. We'll end it in 5 this time.
Try to do it without cheating this time.
Yeah, no more hitting the garbage cans.
Boom, 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 boom.
Better than everyone else.
It's too bad, man. They're cheaters. They always will be.
All right, Alex, what do you got for a Philly memory?
I don't have anything positive, but I will give them credit. My first, I was 10 years old. I think it was 2001 was Iverson playing the Bucks, and obviously the Bucks hadn't done anything since what's his name? Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So everyone's happy the Bucks are in the playoffs. And Philly, I think, upset them. The Sixers upset the Bucks to go to play the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the Western Conference.
Yeah, that was that Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson team, right?
Yeah, and Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
And that was
alien, man.
That was traumatizing for me. I mean, as a 10-year-old, I was bawling my eyes out when they lost. I started to hate Allen Iverson, which I can't hate him anymore. He's great. I know, right? But that was, it was I guess from what I remember, it was a fun series to watch. And then I started paying attention to Iverson and stuff, and he's always been one of the best. So
another Philly athlete that's a Cowboys fan. So shout out to y'all for that. I don't give the Cowboys too much credit, but he's definitely a Cowboys fan.
It's impressive, Kylan. Everybody's got a Philly story. You've touched the lives of pretty much every sports fan. I'll tell you, for me, if I go, I'm a basketball football guy, right? And that's what the show is mostly focused on. If I go basketball, I mean, we've had a lot of great moments, starting with last year's Game 7, Jason Tatum's coming out party. A couple of years before that, stuffing Embiid at the rim to win a series. And of course, Larry Bird launched his career by coming back 3-1 against the Sixers in the playoffs. But I want to give you credit for one where you guys got us. It would be the Brady Super Bowl that we lost to Nick Foles, and Brandon Graham made that play at the end of the game. I was with all my Boston buddies, and they were swearing and mad. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, man, we lost a great game. Like, how can you be mad? That was like probably my favorite Super Bowl of all time, even though we lost it. I just enjoyed every minute of that game, going back and forth like that. And we can't win them all. And I think you guys hadn't ever won one before that, right? So
Super Bowl, but a couple.
You got us there. I swear I was saying we got them right where we want them. Brady's got the ball with 2 minutes left. This is right where we want them. And then you guys made the play, and he fumbled. So Yeah.
Got y'all back for 06 or 05 when y'all beat up.
Yeah, when we took out McNabb and T.O. and Andy Reid's team. That one could have went either way, I think. It was another really good Super Bowl.
McNabb killed the Pack 4th and 24 against the Packers. That's another traumatizing memory that the city of Philadelphia has given me. So
I was just about to say that was the Freddie Mitchell, right? The way you ran.
God damn it. Yes.
Oh, Freddie Mitchell. Oh my gosh. To have it be that guy too just makes it worse. Oh man.
That was pissing.
All right. Well, that was extra fun because we had a Philly guy on here. We don't have any Cleveland people here, right? But we're gonna do
we don't have Will on tonight.
I know, Will. We'll have to record this clip and send it to him. Actually, let me fire up Loom and do that. And we'll go around the horn here with our greatest Cleveland sports memories. We'll send this over to Will. All right, since we are broadcasting the Sixers-Cavs game, we thought we would do our best memories of Cleveland sports. Obviously, there's a lot with LeBron, but you can pull from anywhere you want with this. Let's go first to David and then Jackie and Alvin. Go ahead.
So my most when I think Cleveland sports, obviously, LeBron's done a lot of things. I'm sure everybody's gonna talk about Game 7, the block. So I'll veer away from that one. The 2016 World Series, when they blew that 3-1 lead to the Cubs of all teams, and that Game 7 where they went into extra innings, and it was just who's gonna get their heart broken worse than the other. So that was a fun series and a great way to cap it off of that Game 7.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All right, you took two there, kind of. So that let's try to keep it to just one. But go ahead, Jackie.
It got to be for me, Michael Jordan over Craig Elo.
Woo.
It was that moment that made Jordan Jordan, really. Like it was like, okay, this guy, yeah, give him the ball if you need one shot, and forever after that, he got the ball when you needed one shot. He stood in the air for, I don't know, he might still be in the air right now, waiting to shoot the ball, but obviously he shot it because we got the memory.
Yeah, that one really put Jordan on the map. They've been playing that one for years and years and years. So that's a good one. All right, Alvin, we'll go to, and then Kylan, and then Jason and Jeremiah and Alex.
All right, 1999, Tim Couch, Cleveland, this is for you against the New Orleans Saints. Tim Crouch, the best play he had in 99, throwing it deep, Hail Mary into the end zone, bobble, bobble, Cleveland comes down, wins the game, walk off. Saints fans are wearing the Swagman bags, plastic or paper. That was lovely.
Why you had to go there?
Memorable Cleveland moment.
All right. Well, I mean, LeBron's had a lot of moments at Cleveland. Just him coming back to Cleveland was kind of a moment. All right, let's go to
him leaving was a moment too.
Yeah, that's true. That was the moment, the decision. That's one of those things where I remember where I was for the decision.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy, right?
All right, Jason, what do you got for your best Cleveland sports memory?
So it's another World Series. But Cleveland was on the losing end. But I was watching the Marlins, and I was pretty in awe by that team, the Marlins that year, and they were pretty new at the time and making their way through and looking good. So I was kind of that's my favorite one, just in general, that series. Favorite Cleveland team memory.
Yeah, Cleveland has some good baseball years, as well as basketball years. Kylan, what do you got for Cleveland memories?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with the first championship, and Kyrie carrying it after like a lot of people. I remember that finals where it was Cleveland's first title, and Kyrie basically carried them to a championship. It was like his coming out party. Obviously, it's the only championship they won together. But I really enjoyed that because I felt like that was Kyrie's coming out party. Obviously, it got Cleveland one of their titles, and it put LeBron on the map, but also put Kyrie on the map. And I feel like Kyrie's been trying to get back to that player ever since. And it was a great memory to be there watching Kyrie take people's ankles and being like, that's what he was supposed to be. And like what Cleveland won, it probably was the happiest time for Cleveland with Kyrie. I don't want to speak ill of that relationship, but I feel like that was like the time where they were the happiest with him when he helped them win the finals and carried them to one.
Yeah, that was definitely his peak. I mean, he got traded to Boston after that, and it all went downhill.
Well, he wanted to go to Boston, by the way. He was like, I'm going to go get a team. I'm going to show them I can do it without LeBron.
Yeah. Hey, and I was all for it.
And he embarrassed you.
Didn't work out that way. We learned what Kyrie's really made of. But he did do Cleveland right, hitting that shot. Really, that whole series, he played out of his mind.
Yep.
And he saved LeBron's career, man. He saved his career because he would have been Jerry West.
Jeremiah, what do you got for a Cleveland memory?
Well, this one's easy for me, being a Bengals fan. My best Cleveland memory is the Browns going away. For the few years they went to Baltimore, get them out of here. I was stoked. But they're back. I didn't think I could ever hate something like I hate them. And then the Steelers, they kind of took that throne for themselves.
Here's, who do you hate more, Cleveland or Baltimore? It's just interesting you said
that. Highsmith on a poster.
Cleveland. I hate Cleveland more for sure.
What's there to hate in Cleveland? They've had a lot of heartbreak in the Browns.
It's historic. Back in the 80s, they were a pretty good squad. I remember them days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bernie Kosar, right, in the 80s had them in the AFC.
Biner. I mean, they had some good players back then.
Yeah. Alex, what do you got for a Cleveland memory?
Two real quick streaks. I liked that the Browns, it was cool when the Browns won their first playoff game. And I have to laugh, in 27 years, I think it was. That was a cool moment to see because, you got to feel for that fan base. They're the most passionate fans, too. Whoever you get drunk and you wear a dog mask over your head in the Cleveland dog pound, you got to be desperate. You got to be desperate. But then the next streak, I'm a baseball guy, and the Indians, I think it was 2017. Sorry, the Guardians. I got to stay politically correct. But at the time, they were the Indians. I think they rallied off 22 in a row, and that's absolutely insane in baseball and how it's played today. 22 games in a row in baseball is crazy. So that's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, so this is our tribute to Will with our best Cleveland memories here. We're watching the Cavs hang in this game without Donovan Mitchell. Although the Sixers don't have Embiid, so it's pretty much a wash.
Ube trying to get kicked out of the game, man. You hit the man right in the face, man. Complaining for.
Oh, he's fine.
He's fine, but he definitely smacked him in the face.
Hey, bro, Lowry had to get 20 stitches yesterday because he got elbowed in the forehead. So
he probably got elbowed by Oubre.
By Oubre.
I've got a question because Alex brought something up talking about how passionate the Cleveland sports fans is. What fan base do y'all think is the most passionate, like the most deserving of a championship? Like I think Houston sports fans are terrible. We suck. It's probably the worst place.
Cowboys are the most passionate. I wouldn't say they deserve a championship, but they definitely the most passionate.
Well, because you hear about the Lions, Lions, Saints.
They deserve it. The Lions deserve a championship. The Saints just got one like 10 years ago, and they're about to get another one next year, so we good.
If you want to be technical, the Lions should have been in the Super Bowl this year.
Don't forget those dirty birds.
By the way, the Lions only good because of the Saints right now. I just want y'all to know that. Y'all just pay attention. If it wasn't for the Saints,
because of the Cowboys.
I probably
Dan Campbell's a Cowboy.
Yeah, I don't think they're the most passionate. I think the most passionate fans, the most knowledgeable fans are here in Philly. But to take my bias out of it, I'll say the Detroit Lions. Detroit is definitely the answer to the question, though. They deserve a ring.
for Detroit. And if the coach wasn't so cocky and just kick field goals like a normal coach that wanted to win a playoff game, they wouldn't have these problems. They probably have a ring right now.
That's a good question. Like, when was the last time they won something when Ben Wallace and Rip Hamilton was still together in Chauncey Billups?
That was it. When they had the college lineup in the good coaching.
Was that
Michigan won this year. That counts for Detroit.
Tigers.
That don't
Tigers
count,
won
man.
something, I think.
I was about to say, what was their last like professional championship? Was it the Tigers?
2004 Pistons.
Yeah, I remember my childhood. The Red Wings used to dominate hockey, but that's been
Red Wings. Yep.
Yeah, Red Wings were good for a good while. They had a little dynasty going.
He said the Red Wings, man. That was back when they had what was it? Fedorov, Shannon, Brendan,
Steve Yzerman,
all the
yeah.
So it was back when they had all basically Russian players.
I'm just kidding. I lived in Bradenton, Florida. I used to go and see the Lightning. The year I leave, that's when they started winning championships.
They haven't stopped.
All right, pal, we turning it around.
51-47. Let's check in on our fantasy teams at halftime here. If everybody could add up your players' scores. I got my Cleveland story in my pocket for you guys too. Being that I'm a Boston guy, and I try to give one bad one and one good one. And something people forget about that Craig Elo in 1982 game where they lost to Jordan was the year before. The series before that was Larry Bird's last game, his last series. It was a game 7 and in Cleveland, and the Cavs beat us, and I was shocked. And that was the end of Bird's run. That team was good. They were on a roll. They just knocked out the Celtics. Granted, McHale didn't play that series, but still, it was Bird was, still himself. And I was really shocked to see them beat us, and I thought they were going to beat the Bulls after they beat us, because Jordan hadn't won anything at all yet at that point. So that was really a heartbreaker. And the other Cavs moment that ties into Boston history was, I think it's 1985. They had first pick in the draft, and they took Brad Daugherty, and we had second pick in the draft and got Len Bias. I was so excited about Len Bias, and of course for him to have his tragic death, and to just be a lost player in the history of sports. I don't know if you guys have seen the 30 for 30 on him or are old enough to have heard the stories, but Michael Jordan only won one national championship because he couldn't beat Len Bias in most of their ACC battles. And imagine if he'd have come to the Celtics when Bird was still in his prime. That would have been insane. And then to die from cocaine. I will say that scared me straight. They really played that story well in Boston. Like, he did it coke one time and he died. And I feel there's a whole generation of kids in Boston that never tried coke because of that. And at least some good maybe came out of him.
Michael Irvin didn't get the memo.
Yeah. Let's see if we're gonna have a tie game at half here. Let's 51-47. The Cavs are at the line. Oh, we don't have the box score on. Let's go back to our box score and just total up your fantasy points, and let's go over to the YouTube chat and just put them in the YouTube chat over there, and we'll see who's winning our halftime here.
See games like this when the big stars are out, the mid-level role players become stars. My guys got 21 points, 8 for Jared Allen and 13 for Cameron Payne.
I figure Jared Allen dominate the game, man, especially with no Embiid there, man. They got more.
Campaign is 13. Campaign is 13. You're kidding me. I feel like he hasn't even.
The
Oh
guy can get
man.
buckets, man. He can get buckets, man. That's why he's been getting pushed, sent around all over the place. Phoenix should have kept him, honestly.
Who's the Philly fan again? I apologize. I was gonna ask how you feel about Beverly leaving Philly. What did the Philly fans think of Patrick Beverly?
Oh, they loved him. They were ready to riot over that, and I was like, I like him.
Okay.
He's like the most Philly athlete to not be born in Philly, but like, the bad thing with him is his shooting has long passed him by. So like to me it's an upgrade to have campaign for the shooting. But I thought he was good. He got the rebound that helped them beat the Cavs 2 weeks ago. So it was
Jared Allen is dogging these people, man.
Yeah, going off of Pat Bev, Pat Bev is really like he was. If you ever listen to his podcast, whenever he talked about the city, like he really, as soon as he got here, like he really wanted to know like what it takes to really be like a star in the city. Because the city is, as a Sixers fan, it's just like you, as long as you play your heart out, we don't really care like what you do. But if you're not playing your heart out, like
Yeah, he a Philly baller, man, because he go out there and play. They just want to see him out there playing.
Like we don't even care how many points he gets. As long as he play his game and his game is defense, we need defense out there, especially when we hurt. Like that was a hurt piece, knowing that was going to take a hit on our defense.
So why would they trade him to a team they could face in the playoffs?
It's an offensive driven league, man. It's some depending on who you really are. Like you got players like Embiid and Yana. You got players who can play defense, but they can also score too.
Well, what'd they get for Beverly? They didn't even get
I
it.
think they got
Champagne.
Campaign is what they got. They traded point guards. That's what
And a pick.
Yeah, they traded point guards. The Sixers have like 8 second-round picks from the Harden.
Yeah.
They getting rid of second-round picks. That's what they did. That's what they did to get Buddy Hield. Traded him for Morris.
Yeah, man, that guy, Buddy.
For Morris.
The
second-round
trade's
pick.
pretty equal. The trade was pretty equal. I think it helps both teams. Then I think Philly's looking for offense. Bucks obviously were looking for defense. Now I can safely say you don't fuck with the Bucks because of Bobby Portis and Beverly. They're gonna murder everybody.
Yeah, but they got Doc Rivers too, so I'm not.
Sunday at 1:00. We'll see.
You get rid of Drew
That's
Holiday.
That's
man.
right.
Drew Holiday, now your team can't play defense. Nobody on the team can play defense all of a sudden.
Let me tell you, Jackie, Drew Holiday was so loved in Milwaukee. You would not believe it, man. He is such a great guy.
Man. Y'all just won a
Such a great
championship.
guy.
This guy for Dame for some points, man. This guy is the man.
Did I tell y'all that was the greatest regret as a Sixers fan? We talking about trading point guards when they traded that boy. I was so mad. In the process, I was so mad when they traded.
I don't even talk about the process. As a Sixers fan, the process is done. I don't even talk about it no more. Like, that was a bad
process, man. I keep telling y'all, the process is a perm gone bad, man. It's like all your good hair follicles is falling out. You lost all the good.
Only thing was good about the process that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Other than that, nobody really cares about the process during that time.
But man, I said like they should have just kept Drew and Iggy and kept it moving, but Iggy won his championship, so did Drew. Now they just need to bring Drew home, but they refuse to do it.
Then they got rid of Jimmy Butler. I'm like, come on, guys, Jimmy Butler, what are y'all doing out there?
He ain't won nothing for Miami since he ain't won nothing for Miami yet. So
he been to more finals than Philly though.
That's all good, but they still got the same amount of rings, though.
That's true.
Island, I've got a question. I guess Ernest too, because y'all are both Sixers fans, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So Ben Simmons, I think everybody here agrees that Ben Simmons no bueno, right? Do you think that Doc Rivers at the end of the Eastern Conference, what was the semis that year? The Eastern Conference semis, when he said that we'll have to see if Ben Simmons comes back, he didn't trust him. Do you think that was the beginning of the end for him, of Doc Rivers being there and Ben Simmons' career just completely just going by? Or do you think that had he been more like, hey, you know what, Ben Simmons, we trust him, we can work with him, that something could have worked out?
I think for me, like the end of his career, to be honest with you, for me personally, was all the talk about him not shooting threes, but then like you see him during like them UCLA runs, he's shooting threes and like he's doing all this, but when it comes to the season, I think the front office saw like he's not dedicated to really playing the game as far as what really counts. The AAU runs, they don't really count, but he's put 110% into it. When it came to the season, he wasn't dedicated. He was getting his money. He was doing what James Harden was doing. He was getting his money and playing half-ass. So I feel as though like it really wasn't anything during the season. Like anybody could really say that Atlanta series or the one of the Boston series that we had, and especially with the Atlanta series where Embiid had more points than he did in that game, the game six, than Ben Simmons had the whole season. He's a point guard. It's no way that a center should really have more points to you in one game than you do the whole series. So even then, like it's a lot of things that accumulate. But for me personally, I think when I see those UCLA runs and how nobody's really getting on him about that, then I can already tell like the team wasn't really dedicated to really putting him in the best spot. They were trying to find a trade or something behind doors to make it seem like we're trying everything we can, but in all reality, we don't really want you here. So I think a lot of things were behind closed doors, but that's how I see it personally.
Yeah, Ben Simmons is a good topic. I want to give you my take on this, but let's make sure everybody's got us up in YouTube. I'm seeing not everyone is over there, so I just put that link in the Zoom chat. Make sure that you pull that up in another browser. We need all the views, we need all the comments, the likes to continue to grow the channel. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we'd love to have you come join us here on Zoom. I was just pulling up my Ben Simmons take. He's a victim of the Kardashian curse.
Oh, Lord.
Once he started messing with the Kardashians, I feel like he got a taste of that celebrity life and lost his.
It's real, man. It's real. It happened to Reggie Bush, man.
Devin Booker's going through it right now. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But like my Ben Simmons,
Borrowed him.
my Ben Simmons is like, I think that Atlanta series was the turning point, but I think that like this had already been set into motion by Ernest doesn't want to talk about the process, but I'm gonna go back here a little bit. By Hinkie, because he was the one. It wasn't Hinkie. It was the other one. Who was Ghost. Who was Ghost tweeting Embiid and stuff. Like he set it up where he was gonna choose between Simmons and Embiid, and he wanted to choose Simmons. Now he looks stupid now, but back then there really was a debate. Is it Simmons? Is it Embiid? Because at that point, Embiid hadn't played a full season yet. We only saw them 15 games. I knew he was going to be a superstar, but a lot of people in the fan base, they wasn't there yet because why would you put all that money in a big man? And now everybody is saying, why wouldn't you put money in a big man, right? So you had that, and obviously right now it looks genius that the Sixers chose Embiid over Simmons because we see what Simmons looks like. But I think that Atlanta series, I think when Joel Embiid was looking at him like that, when he missed that layup, was like the encompassing end of his time in Philly. But I think he would have been fine if he just would have played defense, passed the ball, made an attempt at scoring, right? Like, you had that viral moment with the Sixers fan a few years ago where he was just telling them to shoot the free throws. And like, we all remember that dude, right? He was up there with the guy who said, I can catch better than Nelson Aguilar. Like we've had some good Philly moments here, but like, it was a whole thing. So I feel like I like Simmons. I think he was good while he was here. And it turns out that his best time as a basketball player might have been right here in Philly. But
no, he was a dog at LSU, man.
He was a dog.
That's the thing. Like he was a dog in college, but when it came to the league and when he started really getting the popularity and the money that he was getting, it really, like we talked about it last night about dedication and about how much these players are really putting into the game. When you start getting these big deals, is it really worth it? Like we know Ben Simmons is a is a above average caliber player. Like we know he's a top player. He has the possibility of being a top player in the league. I'm not gonna go as far as to say he's the next LeBron James. I would
He
never.
could have been the next Jason Kidd, though.
Yeah,
he can't shoot.
Jason Kidd, but at the same time, how dedicated are you to the game?
He wasn't.
That's all it is. If you really dedicate to the game, you'll transfer, like I said, what you do during the summertime to the actual season.
Right, and to that point, like I wasn't one of those Sixers fans that wanted him to shoot a three. All I wanted him to do was be good enough from Tim Duncan range. I was all like, "You can do that, dog. Go to the free throw line." Tim Duncan made a whole career off of it. Just do that. Like I don't need you to shoot a three. Like they got Seth Curry for that. Just shoot.
That dude couldn't shoot from the charger line.
Even without shooting, he was an all-star. He was an all-defensive player. I mean, he did enough. I feel like he wanted to play out his rookie contract and get that second contract, and then he just got his money and checked out.
Man, he was like,
but we don't, as Philly fans, or it's just, I mean, just as Sixers fans, as Philly fans, we're not looking for that. We're not looking for that. Like, I'm not an Eagles fan, but there's a lot of Eagles players that get their money and then don't do anything.
Oh, yeah, the cornerbacks, man.
Well, they don't know how to pick corners. I don't know what it is, but they're allergic to having corners. So
we could send Marshawn Lattimore if they give us Reddick, man.
We got enough. Like they'll get.
They already got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and you see how that looked out. So
I don't know why they took.
I don't know. I don't think they want any more from New Orleans anymore. But they already had Darren Sproles, and they already had. I think they're done from New Orleans now.
Doesn't matter who they have. You got to get a new coach. Sirianni's trash.
Man went to the Super Bowl, man.
Went to the Super Bowl.
But you see, they fired Doug Peterson. Philly is different. Like you could win a Super Bowl and still be fired within 2 years.
They fired Peterson, and that's was their problem. They fired Peterson. They should let Peterson just be the coach. Same thing in Chicago. Chicago.
Jackson out here choking leads. What you mean?
I mean, Peterson won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, though, man. I mean, you gotta let him play. In Jacksonville, he didn't fix Jacksonville. Oh, your boy from Ohio State, Urban Meyer, went down there and was horrible. Nick Saban it up in Jacksonville, and that man went down there and turned the whole program around.
Like, yeah, as he said, like they're like the Doug Peterson thing. They might have fired him a little too soon. They're gonna give like the Eagles are a good team, but Howie and Jeff listen to WIP a little too much for me. like that they're like they'll listen to them and fire everybody. So like that's their problem. Like they listen to them a little too much. But he's also a cap genius, so I can't say too much. He'll find a way to like get Hassan Reddick, Jedi mind trick Hassan Reddick to sign a 2-year deal.
Nah, man, I gotta give it to Philly. Philly and New Orleans is probably the two #1 money laundering states in the whole country. And they know how to move the cap because they just got the history of doing it in the government, man. It's just how we roll.
Just tear it all down and break it all up. Just tear it down. Just start over from scratch.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what y'all doing without Dan Quinn, man. What y'all doing without Dan Quinn? And Carson seemed like he wanted to come.
Wasn't doing nothing with him though, man. You can't pick up 28-3 and expect to do something.
It's called we bring Mike Zimmer back home. That's all it is. Mike Zimmer, bring him back home. We were top 5 when Zimmer was here in 06 to 2010.
And is this Dak Prescott's last year, dog? I think y'all about to jettison Dak Prescott.
Dak said he asked him for $60 million. $60 million.
Hey, you worry about your quarterback and his
mental. Saying, bro.
My quarterback just gave back $23 million.
I gotta worry about Jalen.
Hey, at least I can say Dakota Rain Prescott, who lived in Shreveport area, which is just Texas, Louisiana north.
That's just Texas, Louisiana. That's all it is.
He was prepared for this moment from the day he was born. So don't worry about us. We got us. You take care of you.
All right, we good. We good.
I like Jalen Hurts, man. I like Jalen Hurts, but
the Cowboys put the hurting on you. Every game after y'all played us, you lost.
Hey, look. That's all good. But who won the Super Bowl these last two for a couple of years?
Who can stop Mahomes? Like I can't.
That's more relevant. But how many Lombardi trophies you got? I've been sitting on 5 for 30 years. How many you got?
Yo, and I'm in the same boat, and I'm not even 30. I'm sitting in the same boat. Like, I can't. These last 5 years have been, like I can't. I really
Can't fire good coach.
Last year's Super Bowl could have went either way.
Best quarterback this year. Dak was the best quarterback this year.
I don't know about that now. I don't know about that now. Let's not do that.
That's too far.
Oh no.
That's too far, no. I took a whole
MVP is crazy. MVP is crazy now. Come on now. Come on now. Pump the brakes now. Come on now.
Patrick Mahomes just won the Super Bowl and you saying that. No, see, we got you at a logical point, and then you say that. No,
listen, you got to clean your ears. In the Philly-Dallas rivalry, he was the best.
It's not even a Philly-Dallas rivalry. It's an NFL Dallas rivalry. I don't know anybody who's not a Cowboys fan who don't like the Cowboys. I don't know.
I don't really care if they win or lose. I just don't like people like Alvin who want to be in Louisiana talking about he a Cowboys fan.
You don't know because you didn't get to enjoy in your teenage years 3 out of 5 Super Bowls Cowboys win.
We made the playoffs even when the Cowboys was winning them rings. We had our actual first playoff game. And
you had your first bounty gate when your daddy was gone. Y'all went 6-10. For all the stuff that you talk about, the Cowboys have never been under 500 in 30 years. Show me a 6-10 season.
Oh Lord,
I don't remember the Saints going 6-10. That was a long time ago.
I do. You went 6-10 2 times.
Not since Hurricane Katrina. We washed out all that negativity, man.
Since Hurricane Katrina, you better Google it.
Yo, yeah.
We washed that negativity
you
out.
Done a lot worse than that.
Super Bowl.
You need to wash more than the negativity and get rid of them little small sliders that Drew Brees trying to stuff down y'all throat. You better get another restaurant.
We don't talk to Drew Brees no more, man. Drew Brees, he fell off with us, man, when he started opening them walk-ons, man. Then he closed them during Essence Festival. Come on, Drew. What you doing? Don't be closing the restaurant.
Drew got you a ring now. Drew got you a ring now. Don't do that now. Drew got you a ring now.
Hey, Breezes is the man, man.
No, that cowboy Sean Payton got him a ring.
Here you go, bringing everybody back to the Cowboys, man.
Sean Payton love the Cowboys so much.
Back to the Cowboys. He set out and went to Denver. Come back to the Cowboys.
I'm sure.
So Alvin, what's the origin of your being a Cowboys fan? Where they were just the best team when you were a teenager and you hopped
Saints
on the
used to suck, man. Everybody liked everybody else.
It wasn't even about the Saints. My dad, I am the only Cowboy fan. My family are diehard fans.
Yeah,
since
because
Tulane Stadium. They diehard.
It was like a fuck you to your family for you to cheer for the Cowboys.
It's my dad's fault because he's also the underdog. He's a big underdog fan. And we were the underdogs going against the Pittsburgh Steelers in all those title games. So when I was 3 years old, my first Christmas gift was a Captain Comeback Dallas Cowboy uniform set. And it was over since then. I've only dealt with the Cowboys from Captain Comeback. My favorite coach is not even Jimmy Johnson. It's that real guy with the fedora. And I was so pissed off when Jerry Jones fired his ass. I couldn't even understand how could you fire one of the greatest coaches of all time. But then I realized he got Jimmy Johnson.
Do you know what the guy with the fedora's name is, though, Alvin?
Exactly.
Is it Landry or something? What's his name?
Well, I was
Tom Landry. Tom Landry. That's who he is. You know, Grant Hill, Daddy, Calvin Hill, Hollywood Henderson, Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White, Everson Walls. You ever heard of those guys? Then we got those San Francisco guys in there. Hey, I don't care what you say. The Cowboys have been relevant, whether they're losing or winning every year that they've been in this league.
Because that's that Jerry Jones money, man. Jerry Jones bribing everybody.
The Cowboys have more playoff appearances than any other franchise.
Yeah, because I don't know about that one. The Cowboys.
I don't think that.
Look it up. You better look it up. Look it up
right now.
That's when the postseason started.
The Patriots might have knocked us off, but we have more appearances from NFL championships to modern day Super Bowl.
Pittsburgh and Green Bay. Pittsburgh and Green Bay are ahead of you. Pittsburgh and Green Bay are ahead.
And we've only been around since the 60s. We only came in the league a little bit before the Saints and the Falcons.
Saints got a more recent championship, so I'm gonna need you to switch that jersey back over, brother.
The thing is, you said recent championship. God damn,
That's all right.
A hit dog, a holler, and
if it ain't happened this millennium, it don't count, man. It's a new millennium.
It is a luminous, man. You're one in 2009. It's about to be 2029.
We got a home game next year. Home game in the stadium, man. We're gonna win another championship.
Add up 1960, whatever, to 2009, and
We're
double that.
gonna be like the Rams. We're gonna win a championship, and then we're gonna blow it up because we ain't got no money to pay nobody next year after that.
Boys' home games are going to be on the History Channel from now on.
Just have a parade. It's called Mardi Gras. You don't need a championship parade.
Elvin, I'm going to back you up. You are correct with the most playoff appearances in NFL history. The Dallas Cowboys at 36, sharing with the Green Bay Packers at 36.
I appreciate that.
Another sorry team that Lil Wayne liked, the Packers. How you gonna like the Packers? Come on, Lil Wayne, change your jersey.
You started it. Cowboys, Packers.
I'm not going to say anything about the Saints. They're dog shit. So you're good. It's all right.
You got me because we blew a 17-point lead, but that was Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Not Jameis.
Jameis, they should re-sign him.
How many players on the Saints right now would start for Dallas? Any?
A lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alvin Kamara.
Lattimore.
Okay. Kamara and Pollard. They're both.
I'll take Mario Davis. I'll take Mario Davis.
Mario Davis.
Let's
Marshawn Lattimore.
I don't need Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore. Who else?
I don't need Lattimore. I got Bland and I got
Chris
Trayvon.
Olave. Chris Olave. That's his name.
That would be a crazy tandem with Olave and CD.
Olave and Lamb would make it. That would be nasty.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, you can put him at any position. He better probably better than tight end, fullback.
Starting tight end, bro. Like Taysom Hill will be their starting tight end. You know Dallas.
Tight end, fullback. He probably can help Dak out. He can help Dak out and play some quarterback because he be needing some help in the red zone.
Yeah.
Ferguson's nice though at tight end.
All Dak needs is a Derrick Henry. Once we start running the ball, he gonna be just like that young man out there in Detroit. Good play action, balance. That's all he needs.
Oh, Dak, man. Dak need to change the scenery, man.
The best game manager. We're gonna turn him into the best game manager in the league.
He ain't the only one. Just
can't be a game manager for $60 million, man. You got to be a game winner.
I get the money out. You can be a game manager if you put one of them rings. So you need to know about that. Legacy knows about championships. You get out this conversation. You got one.
All right, let's rein this back in, but keep going with the football here.
Our game's tied, by the way.
Yeah, the game second half is underway here. I thought it'd be fun to honor these two teams here, Philly and Cleveland, and get takes from each of us. What would have to happen for us to have a Philly-Cleveland Super Bowl this year? Let's go around the horn and get some predictions of what realistically could happen for that to happen. Because both those teams think they have Super Bowl worthy teams.
All right.
But let's hear from people outside the cities and inside the city.
All right, I'll tell you what happened. This is what needs to happen, okay? To get a Cleveland Philly Super Bowl, we're gonna need extra masseuse on in Cleveland. We're gonna need extra masseuse in Cleveland because they got the roster. They just the only person getting fields is their quarterback, and he obviously ain't feeling it like that.
He does his best when he's getting massages, clearly.
Therapist Watson.
And Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts turned into a turnover machine at the wrong time, man. So I don't really know, man. Unless you're gonna bring back them two offensive coordinators that made the coach look good and got him to the Super Bowl, they're gonna come up short too.
All right, Jeremiah, what do you think would have to happen for Cleveland, Philly to make the Super Bowl?
Well, first thing that have to happen is they need Joe Burrow to get hurt again because they're not going to win the division, much less the Super Bowl, if Joe's healthy. If something like that were to happen, maybe they sneak by Pat and the rest of the Chiefs. The Eagles, I think it's a little easier path in the NFC, but I'm with gentleman just mentioned Shane Steichen and losing him and Gannon in the same year. They didn't look the same after Dallas smashed them. So,
all right. We're trying to get to what do they have to do? What moves could they make to get over the hump? Let's go, Jason. What would have to happen for Cleveland, Philly to make the Super Bowl?
I think they definitely got to get somebody else behind center. I'm talking about Cleveland. Watson, he's full of talent, but just doesn't seem to possess the leadership that you need on an NFL squad. I really liked him at Clemson. I thought he was gonna, take Houston to the next level, and I think he had one good season. I think so. I think they need somebody else behind center. Otherwise,
pretty deep into the playoffs. He took them pretty deep into the playoffs. I think realistically, their best chance at making a Super Bowl would be he would have to get his act together and start playing like his old self, and if not better, right?
Well, that's it. Otherwise, if he's unable to get his act together, you got to get somebody else in there.
Yeah, they're stuck with him or Flacco.
Yeah, they are stuck with him. You're right.
What do you think Philly has to do to get?
So Philly, I think they got to get. I don't know. Just what I noticed about Philly is that they just don't have depth, not on the roster, but into the season. I mean, they started out super hot and fell apart. The second part, obviously, we all know that, but there was no more life left. You could see it in all those games. I mean, the Giants beat them, for crying out loud. That wasn't even with the what is it called, the number 2 seed on the line. So they just didn't have that. They gave up after a while, where they were just showing up just to show up. I don't know what it takes to get a team with all that talent to rally and go the whole stretch, but
I mean, the talent's there, right? For almost 1.5 years, they barely lost one regular season games, right? So the talent's there. It's a coaching staff's job to get that talent to perform.
Hire them old coaches back, man.
Yeah, I'll say what you were talking about earlier. I like Peterson. I mean, if that was a thing, I would say bring Peterson back over I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, the current head coach. So I would say bring back
Constance.
All right. Let's go to David. What would have to happen for us to have a Philly-Cleveland Super Bowl?
Yeah, so somebody mentioned it. The Eagles have a much easier path. There's maybe 3 teams ahead of them, the Niners, the Lions, and you can make the case for the Packers the way they ended the season. So the NFC for the most part is open. I don't know if y'all saw, but Sirianni came out the other day and said that when Big Dom got removed from the sideline, he lost it. That's what changed it all for him. So apparently they need to get Big Dom back on the sideline. But they brought Vic Fangio back into the fold, so that'll definitely help with the defense, because I don't know what was going on with Sean Desai and Coach Pencil back there, but that defense down the stretch just absolutely collapsed. Then if they can keep the running game going, they had a really good running game with the running back they brought in from Detroit. His name slips me, but if they can get that going, and if they can, sorry.
Taylor Swift was the running back.
Yes, D Swift. So if they can keep the running game going, if Kelsey retires or not, we'll see what's going on with that. If they need to find a replacement, he hasn't gone official with that yet. And then if the passing concepts, if not everybody can sniff them out, they should be fine. Like I said, that's one injury can change the NFC. The AFC, however, that's a gauntlet starting with Patrick Mahomes. That's gonna be massive, because any team you can really make the case for. The Chiefs, the Chargers, even with Harbaugh now in the mix, the Ravens, the Steelers are going to give anybody a fight. Not necessarily win a championship, but they'll give anybody a fight. The Dolphins, one of these days, they'll get over the hump. The Texans seem to be going in the right direction. So we haven't even seen the the Jets, and I didn't even talk about Josh Allen and the Bills. The Jets bringing back Aaron Rodgers, so we'll see what's going on with that. For the Browns to do it, what I saw with Watson last year, the 6 games that he played, it was all mental with him. He let everything get into his head, and I foresee it staying in his head because he's got to come down to Houston in August for another deposition. So he's got all that going on. It's tough for me to see him, woo-sawing it away. But he's been going to therapy. That defense is stellar. So if the defense can continue to play the way it is, what happens with Nick Chubb? Is he healthy? Do they bring him back? Do they cut him? Do they let him go? Do they keep Kareem Hunt? Do they bring in another running back? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But the other big thing about Deshaun Watson, even if he does get it together, there's times where he can be reckless and he wants to Brett Favre it, and he'll try to force it in double and triple coverage. He's always been an interception machine, even his best years here in Houston. So if he can fix that, and if he can get his mind right, Cleveland's dangerous.
Yeah, good takes. All right. Alvin, what would have to happen for us to have a Cleveland Philly Super Bowl?
Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, Stroud, and Trevor Lawrence would all have to tear their ACLs in the AFC and be out for the season.
Don't put that evil on me.
or it have to be an NFL strike, and Hard Knocks can do the year of the replacements, and the only ones who didn't replace anybody were the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. That's what I think about how they can get back to the Super Bowl if it was only those 2 teams. But really, I could see Philadelphia getting back there. Like everyone has said before, on the AFC side, Cleveland, that's some tough sledding to do. They would have to have a magical season with the coaches hitting on point and the team working all together. I just don't even see that even happening.
All right. Let's continue here. Let's go to Jason. What would have to happen for us to have a Cleveland Philly Super Bowl?
Man, a lot of stars would have to align for that to happen. It's Philly. Man, Jason Kelsey's probably not coming back. I could even see him probably going to join his brother. The support he was showing him during the Super Bowl and like during the playoff run. So Philly has a tough. It'll be a tough road because going through San Fran, going through Dallas. We got even Green Bay and Detroit on the come up. It's going to be tough, man, because those guys can't recover from what happened last year. I don't think they'll be able to recover. As far as Cleveland, man, it's a gauntlet, like they were just saying. It's a gauntlet, man. I could probably guess about 6 teams that are ahead of them, like far ahead of them, and then that's not even putting Miami in that 6. So Miami would be that one day that it's a lot for Cleveland to get past, but it'll be tough for them. But Philly probably like 4 or 5, but 6 or 7 for Cleveland.
All right, Alex. What would have to happen? How could the stars align for us to have a Philly Cleveland Super Bowl?
Well, I really liked, I'll give credit to David. A lot of good points there, David. You stole some of mine. But to keep it short, I would say, I think for the Browns, I think they have a better chance than people think. I'm not sold on the Bengals. They don't have a good defense. I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason. Burrow had a nasty injury and that thing lingers, so I've been told, or so I've seen. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you can go smoke ayahuasca and then the calf will heal itself. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be scared of the Bengals. Steelers, Mike Tomlin's one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. They're going to be always tough. And then who am I missing? Is it the Colts? No, it's the Ravens. Obviously, they're going to be good. But I think it could happen. We'll see if defense does indeed win championships next year, depending on their moves. Eagles, they don't got to worry about the Redskins. They're not very good. Cowboys, they're regular season champs every year. They don't do anything in the playoffs. I don't like Nick Sirianni. I don't think he's a good game manager. I would have fired him but they didn't. So we'll see what happens there. But I think Philadelphia, if they can replace Jason Kelsey, I'm assuming he's going to retire, get another guard or get another guard on the left side for why can't I remember his name? Jesus, Jalen Hurts to run behind. I think if they get the run going and continue that, they're going to be
Isn't
again, they're going to
Kelsey
be a force to
retiring?
reckon with. Yeah, I think he's retiring. Didn't he? He was crying in his press conference. I mean, that's kind of telling to me. I don't know, but maybe the Philly guys have more information on that than I do. But Philly needs to have the tush push not be banned as well, because that saved their asses a couple of times last year. So they're talking about banning it, but nothing. You can't say nothing's impossible. So I would say I think I give the Browns a little bit of an edge with their division, just because I don't think the Bengals are going to be as good as people think.
All right, nice. Let's see. We got our Philly guys coming up next. Kylan, what would have to happen for a Philly Cleveland Browns Super Bowl?
Y'all have some interesting points. I'll give you all that. I'll say this for as far as Cleveland, I really don't think they have like Lamar Jackson would have to get injured, and David did a good, and so did Alex, a good highlight of Cincinnati. The fact that they don't really have a defense and it's really Joe Burrow reliant, I think really takes them out of that division. So I think it's literally between Cleveland and the Ravens, and I think I give that edge to Lamar Jackson over Deshaun. Also, even before that, like I said, you got to beat Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know if Cleveland has enough. They have a good defense. They obviously got Myles Garrett, but you actually have to be able to sack Patrick Mahomes. And as you know, San Fran showed a few weeks ago, even if you do, it doesn't mean you're going to win, because Patrick Mahomes is the ultimate cheat code. So, like, I really don't think anybody. I think that like Patrick Mahomes turns a lot of major quarterbacks and the minor characters as like a footnote in his career. Like he's like the Michael Jordan of football. Like he's turning these superstars into like minor footnotes in his career. So I think that like the Chiefs would have to have an all-time fall off, like even more than what they had this year in order for Cleveland to like be there. And then so with the Ravens. As far as the Eagles, I think they're okay. If Jason Kelsey retires, they have his replacement already there. And the offensive line is already pretty tight. They'll still have Lane Johnson. They'll still have Landon Dickerson. Shout out Alabama. They'll still have Devontae Smith, who they will extend this year. So they'll still have enough to win. I think, and with Kellen Moore there, I think you'll see, and Nick Sirianni saying he's going to take, because I mean he's from the Andy Reid tree, and one thing about the Andy Reid tree that we've all highlighted is that they don't really let their offensive coordinators cook. So I think that now that Nick Sirianni basically they've told him like stay out of the offense and defense and just be a coach and let Kellen cook and Vic cook. I think they should be fine. I think Kellen Moore will come in here and introduce some concepts. I think what happened to the Eagles is the Eagles got a little bit too cocky, didn't run the ball, didn't attack the middle of the field, which as we've seen is where a lot of these teams are weak in. And I think that the Eagles have a better chance. I think it's closer than a lot of people think between the Eagles and the Niners. Like the Lions are up and coming. The Packers just had a good playoff run, but I think that they're like 5. And it's not even close. They're not up there in the top 4, top 3. I guess
you had me until you said Kelly Moore, man. Then you just start going downhill.
Look, man, he ran a top 8 offense. You look at it. The LA Chargers were a top 8 offense in touchdowns and passing completions and in other things. So he ran a top 8 offense. Dallas was looking like a top 2 offense under him before they fired him. So like he knows how to run an offense. That's all that you can. I mean, I don't
see them beating the Rams right now.
Who, the Eagles?
The Eagles.
Oh man. I mean,
I don't see the Eagles beating the Saints right now, and that's at home.
Look, y'all said what they need. What do they need to do? They need to get a middle linebacker. I would say draft Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson. Bring the Axeman's son home.
They got to pay Reddick too, man. Reddick is the man. I don't know what they're thinking about doing by trying to get rid of this man.
They'll give him an extension, and I think that once they do that, I think the Niners are gonna lose Brandon Ayuk. They're gonna lose Greenlaw. They're gonna lose a lot of their defensive help. So the Niners are about to fall off, and once they fall off, Kyle Shanahan will not have a job at the end of this year. You want a hot take? There it is. Kyle Shanahan won't have a job at the end of this year.
Yeah, Belichick will come swooping in.
Love that take.
Next year.
I don't want Belichick. I'll tell you right now.
I'm saying for San Fran.
Oh, no,
Belichick.
Y'all ain't got no wants, man.
I don't want Belichick. I'll keep Shanahan. I don't care. I don't want Belichick.
Give us your take on what would have to happen for Philly and Cleveland to make the Super Bowl, Ernest.
So for me, like as far as Cleveland side of it, I don't know if anybody said it, but they didn't have Nick Chubb for a good portion of the season. So I feel like that was also not good. That was also a hit to them as well. Not only because of Deshaun Watson not playing as well, but because they lost Nick Chubb for most of the season and in the playoffs. So not only like the majority of y'all said about Deshaun Watson, his mental, like how he's taking the game. I feel as though really like once he lost Nick Chubb, like he was really exposed. So I feel as though they got to bring back Nick Chubb. Like we said, Deshaun Watson, he got to get back in the game because like he's not playing like he was in Houston. So I feel as though those are the two biggest components as far as like the team wise. Coaching to me, like they're doing everything they possibly can to win games. Everything they got pieces. Not like they don't have pieces on offense and defense. Like they are a pretty fat team. So really, it's really those two between Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb. On the Philly side, so like as far as like Jason Kelce, he hasn't really said anything about him retiring. He has talked about it and with different people on different podcast shows and everything about retiring, but like I said, he hasn't said officially whether he's retiring or not. And I think he said if he were to retire, he would want a coaching job immediately with the Eagles, whether it be the lineman, one of the a lineman assistant coaching job, but you don't know as far as the official. And going off of the offensive line generally, I feel as though like I talked about Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson. Like I feel as though like the offensive line for some reason they're not on some games they're not clicking. Like they're not really all together as one. Not even because Lane Johnson he's out consistent. I don't want to say he's out consistently this season. He was in pretty much, but for the most part, he's been in the game for a minute now. He's been in the game since 2013, I assume. Like so, he's been for 10 years now. So him and Jason Kelce, I feel as though like it's about that time for them to move on. Even though Lane Johnson is still playing at a pro level, like he's still playing at a very high level. I feel as though like it's gonna come a point in time where he could possibly be, if he keeps getting hurt, he possibly could be another Jason Kelce to where he becomes a journeyman and consistently gets hurt. Going from Dallas to Seattle and getting hurt all the time, you don't want nobody wants that for Lane Johnson because Lane Johnson is a Hall of Fame tackle. We could all agree that Lane Johnson is the caliber tackle, but there has to be a replacement for him. So I feel as though they have to really go into the draft and really focus on the offensive line as a whole, not just for certain positions as a whole. Jalen Hurts, I don't know what to say. Jalen Hurts, like I forget who said, like they played at a high caliber level for the first 10, 11 games of the season, and then once they get one big loss, then they just like collapse. So I feel as though that's really on coaching. I would say I would give Sirianni one more year, even with the playoff loss to Tampa Bay. I said I would give him one more year. If they don't at least reach the NFC Championship game again, then Sirianni should be fired. Defense wise, yeah, they got to really rebuild the linebacking core. The secondary core, obviously, the secondary core is never elite. Even with elite players, they're never elite as a whole. So I feel as though they need to start fresh. Stop getting free agents and go into the draft and get corners. I don't care where from, but they got to
They
learn.
spent all their good money on these players who ain't even performing,
But
man.
Bradbury and Darius Slay, like, you can't do that. So I feel as though for them, their main focus is drafting people, drafting and developing. That's it. I feel as though they're still a top 3 team in the league. Better than the Rams, being better than them. I don't know about that. The Saints, I don't know where this is coming from. Like,
we finished the season better,
man.
Look at the last 6 games.
I know some of y'all are hurt because your teams either didn't make it to the first round or they make it to the playoffs. But to say that the Eagles are not still a high caliber team is blasphemous to say, in my opinion.
Well, we encourage hometown takes here. So,
well, who lost to the Bucks? Who lost to the Bucks in the playoff?
Yeah, exactly.
Eagles did, but they were on a losing streak anyway. They were never where they were the beginning of the season. So that was bound to happen. Yeah. And Tampa was playing good too. Let's not say
but the Saints had just smashed Tampa 2 weeks before that.
But still, they still rode to a divisional round without Tom Brady at that. This is the same team without Tom Brady with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's because we had Derrick Limon and he didn't catch on until after Thanksgiving.
All right, that was a good take, Ernesto. You covered a lot, and that was a long take, but a good take. All right, I'm chomping at the bit to give you guys this tonight. Here is why we could have a Cleveland versus Philadelphia Super Bowl. Very likely, this is in honor of tonight's game, which is Philly versus Cleveland. Let's start. You have to address the elephant in the room, is Patrick Mahomes, the legend. I feel that any one of his playoff games the last 2 years has been a pretty close coin flip. He's not dominating these games at all. He's amazingly finding a way to win. That's what champions do. But Philly could have easily won that Super Bowl they had against him last time. He could have easily lost the Buffalo game. He could have easily lost the San Francisco game. Mahomes is not unbeatable by any stretch of the imagination. Now, let's start with Philly. So Philly is going to make the Super Bowl this year because they had the best team for 26 games of the last 2 years. And one of the things I love about Philly is with the tush push, they have 4 downs. Everywhere they are in the field, they have a 4th down to drive the ball down the field. Also, I love Jalen Hurts. This guy was done so wrong by Alabama. He could have just been a quitter. He came back and has been a success here. And I think he was hurt down the stretch last year. I think A.J. Brown was hurt down the stretch last year. I think they have all the talent, all the guys that got him to the Super Bowl the year before are back, plus Jalen Carter. I think he was the best defensive player in the draft last year and is going to blossom and dominate even more this year. That's why we're going to see Philly in the Super Bowl. Now, the Cleveland Browns had an amazing run last year, considering the injuries. To lose your 2 best players, there's no other team that lost their quarterback and their all-pro running back and still made the playoffs. That's a real credit to Stefanski. I didn't know much about him before last year, but this guy can coach. The way he coached that team and the way that team defended. They were the number 1 rated defense last year. If they bring all those guys back, they'll be the number 1 rated defense again going into this year, and defense wins championships. We just need Deshaun Watson to get back to being the winner that he is. He's proven that he's a winner. When he took out Alabama in the college championship game, that's one of the biggest stages, biggest moments of all time, and Deshaun did that. Deshaun also had a 21-0 lead the last time he played Mahomes in the playoffs. The team blew that. I put that more on the team, but Deshaun can beat Mahomes. And the last time the Browns played Mahomes in the playoffs, it was 22-17, and Baker Mayfield got the ball back with the chance to drive him down to take the lead. So Cleveland can beat Kansas City in Kansas City and go to the Super Bowl just by getting everyone back to who they already are, just by getting their running back back, just by getting their quarterback back and their defense back where they are. And that's why I really think we could have a Philly-Cleveland Super Bowl this year. Love to get anybody's responses to that or anything that anyone shared here.
I think the idea of Deshaun getting back is possible. I don't know how likely, but I think they have all the tools, like what everybody seems to have been saying. You know, they beat Baltimore, they beat Cincinnati with Joe Burrow. Pittsburgh is in rebuilding, so they can definitely win the
Amari
division.
Cooper too. I didn't even mention him, man. That guy can play.
Yeah.
Right? So they got a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah, they can win the division if they bring it together. And while y'all were talking, I was thinking about something that I didn't mention earlier. You know, I don't think it would be a crazy, ridiculous idea to bring Belichick back to Cleveland.
Whoa. Well, I mean, Stefanski, just coached his ass off, but maybe Belichick could fit in there somewhere on staff. I don't think he'd take anything but a head coaching job, though.
Yeah, but they're good, and you're right. Kansas City is not unbeatable. That's correct. They just happen to they're clutch. They're clutch. That's the thing with Kansas City. You can't let them hang around, stuff like that. But they can be beaten. It's not like they're just wiping the floor with everybody they play. They just hang in there, and somehow somebody has to find a way to do that. And I agree about Jalen Hurts. I think he's a stand-up character. I liked him. I felt like the same thing about the whole Alabama. Then he goes to Oklahoma. AJ Brown. They've got a solid squad there in Philadelphia, and they just have to find a way to stay healthy and have that long range, because it's a long season.
Yep, I'm with you. Speaking of hanging around, both these teams are hanging in there. They're both missing their star players, but we got hopefully we're going to get a game right down to the buzzer here that'll be entertaining for us to play here. And as we develop the show, and if you guys come back on the show or decide to join the team or get offered to join the team, this bit we just did is an example of the kind of bits we want to be able to do. These are the types of things that can, go viral, where we can, bring a lot of passion, right? I'm a Boston guy who lives in Tampa. Those are not my teams. I could, look at those teams and come up with some valid arguments about why they could be in the Super Bowl. So to be able to, take a given topic, stay on the topic, first of all, right? I could come up with a million reasons why they're not going to go, right? But the topic we were given was to come up with what are the reasons they could go. And then kind of compile those and give something, passionate like that. That's what we want to aspire to. In addition to the hometown stuff, I love the hometown stuff we've had here tonight, because that brings different perspectives. That brings a lot of humor. So I really encourage and applaud this group. It's probably the best, hometown talk we've had between Dallas and Philly. I love that. It seems like every time we have a Cowboys here, it gets everybody riled up, which is a good thing. Let's check back in on our players in this game. If anybody has a take on anything they've been seeing in this game, would love to hear what's been going on and get caught up and ride this out.
Jared Allen has been dominating, keeping Cleveland in this thing, man, but I don't think he can hold on too much longer.
He's got 20
Jared Allen is
7.
my fantasy guy with 18. Now he got 20 with Cameron Payne putting in 13. My dynamic fantasy duo for tonight.
Cameron Payne carrying Philly, man.
I think Maxey got to step up, but campaign is showing why they traded for him, man. He shoots about 41.2, 43% from the three, and
you got the leading scorers for both teams, man. That's the best fantasy night. That's a parlay right there.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, I see a fantasy parlay.
Yeah. 4 out of 5 from 3, and whoever got Tobias Harris up, there go my boy DeAnthony Melton popping. So
Buddy Hield hit the first shot of the game. I haven't seen him score since.
I think he's on the bench right now, but
Buddy got double digits tonight.
Yeah. But as far as the tush push, I don't think it should be. I think that was good. That was good thing. Oh, he missed a shot. I think that that it shouldn't be banned, because I mean you have plays that are unstoppable. Like, it's not like the Eagles are doing anything illegal. Maybe that's up for debate too. But like most of the time, that's with the tush push, it's legal. It shouldn't be banned, because like there's stuff that's worse than that they're not trying to ban. I think that's a dumb thing made by a dumb thing. Obviously, it's coming from. I think the challenge is going to come from the Washington Commanders. But like,
when did it become legal? Or because I'm pretty sure the old rules where you couldn't push a player, right? Has it always been allowed and just nobody did it until now?
Always been allowed. It's just no one. Usually,
no, it used to be banned, but they actually changed the rule back about a decade or so ago.
And the Eagles just are good at it. Like, you know, that's the thing. It's like when the Patriots, your Patriots, used to do a QB sneak that was unstoppable too during their dynasty. No one tried to ban that, but because the Eagles do it and everybody that tries to do it, their player gets injured. You know, I just think if you hate it so much, stop it. Like, you know, like that's the basic thing. Like, I'm not just saying that's a biased Eagles fan, but like stop it. Like there are things that the league should ban, like the hip drop tackle that injured a lot of players on teams represented here. That like, you know, that's how AJ Brown broke his leg. It was a hip drop tackle because he got tackled at the hips. He landed on that dumb turf in North New Jersey, and he broke his leg. Like, you know,
somebody stopped the tush push last year though. Like they started stopping it up though.
Tampa did in the playoffs.
Yeah, it stopped in the playoffs.
Yeah, but like
it's on tape now.
Yeah, but people can't. It's still, even then, like it went from last year having like a 99.9% rate to like 92% this year. So like it dropped off by 6%, but it was still effective.
So, just for Philly too, right? Like other teams have tried it. I don't know if there's stats on other teams doing it, but
they don't do it right.
It doesn't work right? Because of Jalen Hurts and Kelsey. I mean, without Kelsey,
yeah, Kelsey's an ox, man. So how would that even, if he's not there? Kelsey's an ox, man.
The Saints have started putting a defensive tackle in at fullback and just hiking the ball to Taysom Hill when it's 3rd-and-1, you know, and it works. It's a real play, though. It's not a tush push.
My point on this would be if every team did it and it worked for every team, it needs to go because you're taking out the short yardage drama. But it doesn't work for every team. So if it's like something like that only works for Philly, then I'm good with keeping it, which might be.
Yeah, and it's been stopped by the Bucks, like you said, in the playoffs. So it's like, hey, it can be stopped.
But even when Jalen Hurts was out, they did it in that Giants game with Marcus Mariota. Jason Kelsey was not in at that point. It still worked with the backup center. So like it works.
That's up to coaching right there.
Mariota's a runner too, though.
Man, I don't care about nothing about no tush push. Let's talk about and I know this is unpopular. Let's talk about let's talk about this soft ass receivers going over the middle with no real pops over that middle, no alligator arms, so nobody is scared to go over the middle to catch these slants and letting 87 out of Kansas City come off the line. This is a damn tight end that always comes off the line on a free release. Can somebody explain that one to
Travis Kelsey, man. Kelsey's a lot to say. He's Travis Kelsey.
It's Travis Kelsey.
He got basketball moves, bro.
Tell me if Travis Kelsey could have played in the 90s when he was definitely going to get chin checked at the line before he can get off, because he has never shown me that he wants to be that physical.
I disagree. I think Kelsey was very physical.
I think he could too.
I think this year, especially, like he was very physical. And I think
you want your slot corner. You want your slot corner coming up there to try to chin check. That's a touchdown, bro. He gonna get chin checked.
What I want is a real DN or a linebacker that's gonna put the wood on him before
y'all got Michael Parsons telling the guard him.
Because he's busy. He's busy trying to get to the quarterback.
He could tell the guard him. He did it. He did it at Penn State. You know, I think that speaks to like the overall degradation of the middle linebacking position as a whole in the league. You don't really see a lot of teams with good linebackers anymore.
They're not that versatile. They probably got 5 all-around linebackers. You know what I'm saying? One in San Francisco. One Bobby Wagner. Where he at? He in San Francisco?
No, he in LA.
He in LA. So you got Bobby Wagner, you got 2 in San Francisco, you got 1 in New Orleans, and you probably got 1 more somewhere else.
Lincoln Wilson.
When the league was exciting, people were excited about the Legion.
Yeah, Kelsey dominated against Kyle Hamilton. That guy's pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really have good middle linebackers anymore, and that just speaks to where football is. You know, that's what they want. They want shootouts. They don't want They don't
there's never been a middle linebacker that can match up with someone like Travis Kelce in the history of the game. They've gotten smaller and faster over the course of time, but man, Travis Kelce, Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, and Shannon Sharp.
Any
Greenlaw doesn't pop that Achilles, we'd be talking about a whole different Super Bowl. Greenlaw
team
does
that
not
makes the
pop
Super
that.
Bowl, they usually have a great tight end. Like having a great tight end is one of the keys to being a Super Bowl team.
I mean, he didn't need that much on us. Like, I mean, Fred Warner held his own. I mean, if Greenlaw wouldn't have got hurt, I mean, that'd be two good linebackers on Travis Kelce.
They were playing.
You're talking about the 49ers as champions.
Exactly. Hey, right.
Fred Warner was still out there, right? He could have checked him. He didn't.
Oh, he did. I mean, he did. I mean, Travis Kelce didn't do much in the Super Bowl.
But look at the
He did much in the
He did
first
in the
half.
second half.
He's one of the only tight ends.
Fred Warner had to play cover. He had to play coverage, leaving that middle open for Pat Mahomes to get through there.
Yeah, but what happened? But I mean, he was available. They both were available against the Lions. They cut y'all up with Sam Laporta. So like everybody was cutting Sam.
Oh yeah, but second half we stopped him though.
Yeah, that's all. That was all. That was
Stop
all.
Kelce in the second half.
All that matters is the second half. You can put up 30 points in the first half. If you don't stop us from putting up 30 more, then
Facts.
You could also make the argument that the offensive weapons of the Lions are actually individually much better than the Chiefs' offensive weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
And look at the Chiefs. Just like Greg was saying, the Chiefs, if y'all pay attention, the Chiefs barely scored 20-something points the second half of the season. They were no offensive juggernaut. They barely scored 20-something points in the damn Super Bowl. They needed overtime.
But here's the thing though. They won in overtime because, like I said, you got the ultimate cheat code in Patrick Mahomes where it doesn't matter. The Eagles found that out last year. The 49ers found it out this year. Like it don't matter.
We found out this is the second time we done found out about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's twice. That's twice.
You 0-3, like in the Super Bowls, and like this was a rematch, so this was your chance to have a get back, and it didn't happen. Like I don't know if it's the curse of Colin Kaepernick, whatever you want to call it, but like it's a 0-3. That's why I said
it's Patrick Mahomes. It's the same. It's the same thing as Brady in the early years when he went up against the greatest show on turf. When he went up against Carolina, he was playing against some good teams in NFC. But when you go against,
let's not talk about the Brady early years because he never should have got to the first Super Bowl. That was a cheat, if you want to say cheat code. That was the ultimate cheat code in the snow against the Raiders.
That was the rule back then.
Tuck rule, man.
The Tuck rule. That was the rule.
And like the
I
didn't know the
Tuck rule was a rule until it was a rule. Don't say that around some Raiders fans. They get PTSD. Yeah.
I didn't know
Tom Brady admitted it after the fact.
Perfect defense. Giants have perfect defense, man. That's how they got him. Giants have perfect defense, man.
Hey, fellas, I got to go. I work overnight tonight, so I'll catch y'all later.
All right, great seeing you.
Take care, man.
Be good, buddy.
Well, Philly's pulling away a little bit here in the fourth. Hopefully Cleveland's got a run in them so we get a buzzer beater. I'll just finish on the Kelce thing. I haven't seen any clips of him being guarded at all in the first half. I think he was just in his head and he didn't play good because he was in his head and throwing that temper tantrum.
You gotta show up for your girlfriend now. You got to. On the biggest stage, you got to show up.
And then he did in the second half. I don't think the Niners deserve any credit for anything in the first half with him.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was all around. The coach took him out at the wrong time. His head wasn't in the game somewhere at the beginning of the game, or he just wasn't getting open. Like he was out of the game when they needed him. It was just a bad situation for him. But they figured it out in the second half, and he took over the game. Really, you got one guy to guard. I don't understand that. I never understood that in that game. They got one guy to guard. Patrick Mahomes can't throw to nobody else, and they let this man kill him.
I mean, but it was.
I forget the guy's name. Rice. He was cooking in the second half. Now,
he was okay, but I mean, Travis Kelce is the problem.
And I mean, it wasn't Kelce that caught the ball. It was a Jet. A New York Jet won the Super Bowl. Department, like.
But he's a real Chief though.
That's a great design play.
Yeah, that was like everybody go with Kelce. I'm gonna throw it to the guy y'all don't want guard, the shark guy.
Yeah, I don't know if that was true, man. But they said it was a legal man downfield, legal lineman downfield. Well, not downfield, but He was past the zone.
Yeah, it was like 2 yards, though. I hate when they call it stupid. It was like 2 yards. The man ain't got no choice.
Through all the hoopla, they probably didn't pay no mind.
Like if he blocking his man into the end zone, it's his job to do that. Why are you gonna call a penalty on that? You can't.
Well, Chris Berman was trying to say there was an illegal man downfield on McCaffrey's touchdown. That should have done.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, if you look at the play, no one was on him, so he theoretically could have just scored himself if he wanted to, but he gave it to Mecole Hardman. So
yeah, he just dropped it off.
Yeah,
it was an in out. He went in and out. It was quicker. It was fast.
No, but I'm saying Patrick Mahomes, sneakily enough, got some wheels on him. Like,
yeah, he could have walked. He could have walked in the end zone for real. He could have pump fake and just ran in the end zone.
Yeah. So,
but
I think Dakota Rain Prescott should make a little sneaky link DM to Taylor Swift so we can get some Super Bowl action over here because Jessica Simpson didn't work out for Tony Romo, and we need bigger celebrities on this.
Oh now, know what Dakota need to do? He need to watch a reel of Patrick Mahomes.
And then he can go get with one of the Kardashians.
Chris Christie isn't enough, bro. Y'all got ain't every like big celebrity a Cowboys fan?
LeBron switched up on him. LeBron was like, I had enough of this.
Didn't work out for Reggie Bush.
Hey, Greg, watch what I say. Hey, Taylor Swift be doing that Sunday night song next year. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh.
You think she'll be
Carrie Underwood's out of a job.
She ain't got that time. She ain't got time for that, man.
Some people
Carrie Underwood's gonna be out of a job.
They can't pay enough.
She's gonna be doing the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. I think it's gonna be Lil Wayne, but
they gotta put Lil Wayne.
It's gonna be Wayne.
They gotta put Wayne in there. They gotta put a jazz musician in there. Beyonce want to be from New Orleans so bad, but she ain't.
Well, we know they're gonna find a way to get Marcellus in there. So
and the lights went out the last time when Beyonce was here, so she can't come back unless she bring a generator.
I feel like they typically rotate the genres of music, so they're due for like a pop, after having an R&B person. They're not gonna.
I think they're gonna shock everybody with like jazz music or something, man, because they got a lot of like people running Grammys down here who people honestly never heard of, like Baptiste. They got John Baptiste. They got Trombone Shorty. They got Kermit Ruffin. You know what I'm saying? Like they got these guys like they got Grammys that's been on TV that's like known now. They like John Baptiste was on the Colbert Show or whatever it was for all them years, and then he actually blew up enough to like go on his own and lead the Colbert Show. So I mean they got options.
It's going down to the wire.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But no Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? Unless the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, we don't want to see Taylor. But she could come down here and eat because she need to gain some weight, obviously. Get some gumbo. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget about the Jimmy Buffett tribute. They could do that too.
Yeah, they could do that too. You got Harry Connick Jr. You got people down here. You could put on a little show, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Lil Wayne is cool and all, but I mean, like I like Wayne, but come on, man. He like Grover, man. He like Grover on crack.
You don't think they could get everybody with a cash money?
That would be dope if they had a cash money reunion. You got Juvenile with the back that ass up at the halftime show. The whole world will go crazy because they play back that ass up in church. So it's like, man, everybody will be dancing, man.
I mean, they did it when they had it in LA. So they might as well just keep the hometown Super Bowl because they really should have done what they did with Usher.
It'll be dope if they had Lil Wayne, if they had Cash Money and like Master P or something like that. But Master P people in jail now, so he can't do nothing. He can't get C Murder. He can't get Mystical. What are you gonna do?
Jackie, when are they gonna have the Yin Yang Twins in the Super Bowl?
That would work. Stand up and get crunk. The Saints would have to be playing, man.
No, their best song is "Say I."
If the Saints ain't playing, the Yin Yang Twins can't come, man. But Atlanta will be so sad. They'll be so sad. Upset. We didn't took their artists.
We're in the stretch run for this game. Anybody want to change their pick?
No, hell no. I got 40 points combined with my picks.
On the game itself, though, who'd you pick?
I picked Cleveland, man, but it's
all pick Cavs, but us.
I took the Sixers, so I'm
3-point game.
that.
It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, Cleveland's been on a little run here in the past couple minutes. I'm gonna hang on to Cleveland and see if they pull it out.
I'm just stressed out. I'm watching my Pels trying to come back against these Heat, man. They're down by 5, but we had a back-to-back, man. I don't like these stupid neon uniforms. That's what it is.
Is Jimmy Butler back?
Yeah, he playing, man. He balling out, too, but they only up by 3 now.
They were
Jordan
out too late on
Hawkins
A1A. They were out too late on South Beach.
Jordan Hawkins is the underrated rookie, man. He should have been in the 3-point contest for real, man.
The UConn people right there. Really shouting out UConn right there. They love that.
He came down here because his cousin played at LSU, man. How both of them win national championships, man?
Yeah, Angel.
That's family business right there.
Angel about to set the league on fire, bro. Her and Caitlin Clark.
Where's LSU standing in the SEC?
Man, them girls trash. They didn't went down. It was one. They like 8. They went 7, 8. They're all right, I guess, but they ain't all that, man. The coach's outfit is better than the team.
LSU men's are getting hot. The men's team's heating up.
Yeah, the men's team is getting hot. 14 and 12. We talk about going to the NIT. They beat South Carolina.
Upset on Kentucky the other night.
I think they just have to beat
South Carolina back to back.
They got to win 2 games in the SEC tournament, and they can make March Madness.
Well, that's going to be tough sledding. Even though they have 7 games left, they should get at least 5 of those. It'd be great if they could win out.
They ain't been right since Shaq left.
Make a deep run in the SEC tournament.
I'm telling you, man, y'all need to look out for them Syracuse women, man. Them Syracuse women and men.
Go orange, man. They ain't been right since Melo Anthony.
I buy you ladies going to be right there. We rank 13th in the country right now. They got 2 big games coming up.
Man. But I think Caitlin Clark got something to prove this year, man. I think she not gonna. She gonna spare no expense shooting that ball. She don't care. She ain't passing to nobody. She going straight Allen Iverson.
No, sir. She is.
In the second half last night.
She trying to pass Pistol Pete, man. You know.
Yeah.
There's another Celtic for you, Greg. Pistol Pete.
He more famous with the Jazz, though, man.
Yeah, he was in his twilight years by the time he got to Boston.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Paige Buckets versus Caitlin Cooper, though.
Paige ain't no slouch, man. I like her too. But if she didn't get hurt, I think she'd be in the talks with Caitlin Clark.
And Paige ain't no slouch, but we can't forget my girl from North Philly. Y'all can't forget South Carolina, man. Only undefeated team right now. You can't forget South Carolina.
Oh man, we should have beat South Carolina. That was some bull crap toward the end. That game was ours to win. That's some bullshit calls they called on Bayou Barbie at the end because she was giving old girl the business.
Bayou Barbie.
That's a brief, right? Bayou Barbie. Who's Bayou Barbie?
And she from Baltimore, ain't that something?
All right.
I just want to make sure I got it right because don't y'all have what's his name's daughter or niece on the team too? Boosie, ain't Boosie's daughter on that team or niece?
Yeah, Flage can ball too. And then we have this super freshman. She's the best. She's going to be the best player of them all. And then Van Lith is the X factor, especially if they get a chance to make a run in the NC2A. Van Lith has something to prove. And she would beg to play against Caitlin.
Oh, yeah, she want to shoot something because that girl can shoot, man.
Did you guys see this play in our game here? It looked like he tried to throw an alley-oop.
He tried to throw an alley-oop, and it looked like they called
it was ugly.
They drew the foul.
That was a bad alley-oop, though. What are we supposed to do? Take it off the backboard?
It was bad.
If he was athletic, he would have done it.
I must be 3 seconds behind y'all. That's that fire stick ESPN.
5-point lead. There you go.
But they can't.
Oh, Maxie, close them out.
Oh, yeah, I'm behind, man. I'm still at the free throw line, man.
Oh.
Maxie got hot, though. Maxie took over the 4th quarter, really.
I twice after you hung up on me.
Oh, wait till you see this.
Wait till you see this.
That's the game right there.
That's the world we in right now. Wait till you see this.
Jesus Christ, look at the free throw discrepancy in this game. It's insane. 30-10.
Y'all didn't AT&T, I got Verizon myself, but any of y'all go through that leave the world behind ending yesterday or whatever it
Nah,
was?
it ain't happened for me,
Solar
man.
flare.
I got Verizon though. I was just happy. I was just hoping that anybody who applied for the same job as me had AT&T.
I got Verizon. That's why I said I was okay, but all my friends with AT&T were like, "What the heck going on?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "What's going on with y'all?" I'm good. I got Verizon.
I didn't notice any.
You see him
missed
step out of
signal,
bounds
but I'm
yet?
AT&T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jason?
I said I didn't notice any missed signal. I got AT&T.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. He just hit the 3-pointer, but they called a charge. I mean, they called an offensive foul.
Yeah, moving screen there. Man, that's two bad plays down the stretch.
Greg, as a ref, how do you let a free throw discrepancy get this out of hand? 30 to 10.
It means one team's driving. One team's shooting
I don't
jumpers.
know.
Go to the rack.
The refs
Oh,
don't
man.
control the free throw
Go to the rack.
discrepancy. The refs don't control the free throw discrepancy. It's how the teams are playing. Oh, buddy yelled with the knife.
Oh, wow. Oh, come on, man. Zion, don't punch him in the face. Zion about to punch Butler in the mouth.
I'm super behind.
You see him grab that man like that? Oh, they fight. They fight. Don't be grabbing dead weight.
We got Malice at the Palace. Okay.
Come on, man. You can't be tackling Zion. He can get hurt at any time, man. We don't play them games.
I think old boy just put the dagger.
Tackle him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zion, y'all hear
Yeah.
on first take? I think we checked what today or yesterday.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith went in on him with about the cheeseburgers, and he been getting it. I'm gonna put this clip in the Pelicans Twitter. They just been smashing Stephen A. all day. He got so mad he started responding, talking about y'all ain't never winning nothing. Y'all ain't gonna win in April. I want to see y'all in April. Stephen A. mad. They put his stats up there from college, and then they put a whole bunch of highlights of him trying to play basketball.
Oh, that's why I was seeing that Stephen A. picture. I kept being like, "Why am I seeing this Stephen A. picture?"
Yeah, they was trolling the man. They put a whole reel together, man, a whole clip reel together on Stephen A. Let me find it real quick. It was like, look, this Stephen A. playing ball right here, and he was so mad, man. I'm talking about he was typing essays on the Pelicans today on Twitter. He was so mad.
I ain't seen Stephen A. that mad since Jason Whitlock pissed him off, bro.
he was heated, man. He was like, y'all can't be tagging me. They went in on him, man. Post Stephen A.
All right, let's just look at Monday's schedule here. There's no ESPN or TNT game on for NBA. I guess we got to look at college. I really don't want to watch Miami again. We just saw them get destroyed by Duke this week. I don't think they're going to be any better at Carolina. What else is on? Man, we'll have to make some executive decisions here. I guess I'd like to see the Tar Heels, what they're doing going into the tournament.
I'm always up for a good Tar Heel game.
I like these NBA games, but not everybody has these channels, right? Or do you guys have them all on stream?
NBA TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have them all streaming.
NBA TV.
I got
that.
Showing this one, right? Toronto, Indiana.
That should be a good game. Pascal Siakam against his old team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
With RJ Barrett as well too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimmy Butler. You can't come trying to choke nobody. You get choked up. We don't play them games down here.
Kings. They got Jackie mad. Jackie about to come do all this.
Jimmy Butler gonna try to choke the man. The man just trying to play some basketball. He got choked up real quick though. They all off the bench.
Yeah, I'm watching.
The lowest total of the fantasy draft tonight has to do what in their chat, according to their chat.
3-point game. 3-point game now.
Oh man,
that's what happened last time. 3-point game.
Man, you must be way ahead of me.
I'm
getting.
Well, Alvin officially won our fantasy draft, and I forgot to go back and get what we were supposed to do if we come in last. I'll remember.
I'm glad you forgot, man, because my guys only had like 7 points.
We were gonna make you shave an eyebrow or something crazy.
Hey man,
we gotta get ratings, man. We gotta get ratings.
My niece called herself arching her own eyebrows and cut both of them off. She was like 7. It was hilarious.
Oh Lord.
I'll just have you do a slit, right? Isn't that how the kids do it these days? The slit.
Alvin can pick someone to wear a Cowboys jersey in this chat.
Yeah, here we go.
He tried.
Hey, I don't mind the Cowboys, Alvin, just to let you know.
Hey,
Don't mind
that
them.
burned my skin.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Not this city.
Yeah, 3-point game.
I'm putting this link in the chat real quick so y'all can see how we did Stephen A today. He was upset.
So what y'all thinking for the 20? I know somebody said UConn. I guess UConn and both.
Tennessee.
Tell everybody the truth. The man
Kentucky.
play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory if he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever. Plays no defense. Doesn't have the heart, the passion, or anything that comes with it. Now, this man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play. No disrespect whatsoever, but I'm sorry to go and tell everybody the truth. The man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move.
Love it.
Doesn't really know what he's doing.
They used him.
All right, here we go. Stretch run for our game.
All right, 3-point game, 24 seconds.
21.
Philly has the ball.
Oh, y'all.
We're all at different places right now in this game.
Yeah, I'm at 24.
Same.
Oh,
I'm going to change this so we don't give away the ending for you. No fun seeing it on the screen before you see it on your TV.
Come on, man. Play some defense, man. Don't foul.
They got to foul right away.
You have to foul, extend the
Don't
game.
foul Maxey, though. He's their best player.
Maxey's fouling him right now. You should have called that. That's a foul, man. You can't put your hand. You can't hold a man arm so he can stay behind you. That's a foul, ref.
If you want to be technical, everything. I mean, we ain't on this because I was going to leave the. I mean, Giannis be truck sticking people, and I be wondering why they don't call charges on people.
That boy Giannis be walking from the half court line. Okay.
Jason Tatum do it.
I don't see him dribble. I don't see him dribble after the half court line, and he be dunking the ball. I'm like, how you do that?
Greg, how do you feel about all that traveling and walking in the NBA? Because NBA is about entertainment, not
the
rule.
Well, I mean, it can't be an egregious walk. We make it seem like they walk all the time, but I think it just can't be egregious. But I know some
most fans don't know what a travel is, to be honest.
Yeah.
They don't really know the rules.
To be honest, yeah, to be honest.
Honestly, as a head, yeah, most people don't know. They call stuff where you clearly see the pivot foot ain't moving. That's a travel, and I'm like, the pivot foot is fucking, dog. Like, what are y'all talking about?
What about the carry? What about carrying the ball, Greg? Do you care? It's not that. I don't think it's as egregious as people make it out to be. People always.
I mean, that's
sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, yeah. But I don't think it's that. Like
none of that would work. All those would be called in high school or college for sure.
What you think about flopping? Do you see a lot of flops now?
Oh God, Embiid, your boy Embiid's the worst.
He hasn't. They got a technical foul now, so they don't flopping.
My man Chet Holmgren say he want to be like LeBron. I told him just go ahead and start flopping, and he halfway there.
Greg,
let's do a quick experiment on the travel. Kylan, can you back up 2 steps so we can see your feet on the screen? Let me put you in the center stage here.
Greg, you're getting weird, man. Feet on the screen. Oh boy.
No, like this. All right. Tip it. Yeah, tip it. Put your feet down. Yeah. So on the ground. Okay. Both feet, as if you're the basketball player. We're gonna see if people can tell what to travel. So pivot with your right foot.
Okay.
Now pivot back with your right foot. Okay. Now lift your left foot.
That's a travel. As soon as he do it.
That's not a travel. See, that's what most fans. That's not a travel. Now, and here I'll prove it to you. Because pivot with your right foot, right? And now take a jump shot. Both feet go up.
That's right. Keep Jimmy Butler ass out the game. Jimmy gone, y'all. He gone. Choking people.
Right. So you get that? It's not a travel till that pivot foot hits the ground. Otherwise, the jump shot would be a travel.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Right.
Jump shot. I got you.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah,
example.
once it hits the floor, once it lands back on the floor.
What about these 3-step travels, man? I'm talking about the ones where they running with the ball in their hand.
Pay no attention to the back of my screen. That's a spoiler.
Yeah, it's over. Huh?
That's a spoiler.
I think we're all there. Philly won by 7, so they covered.
Yeah, they up by 7 with 9 seconds on my screen, so it's over anyway.
That's why I say it's a spoiler. Don't pay attention to what's going on behind.
That's bad now.
Hey,
They really have
no
no chance.
round of applause for that demonstration that he did?
Yeah. Thank
We're
you.
going to have to make a TikTok tutorial now out of this clip.
Let me see your Euro step.
All right, guys, this has been a great night. Lots of laughs, lots of good takes, and a game that came down to the end. That's all we can ask for. So,
Yeah.
Quick
appreciate you all. Have a
thing.
great
Steve
weekend.
Kerr just got an extension, 2 more years, highest paid coach in the league.
Amen.
If you're here for the audition, shoot me a text. Just let me know that you were here. That way I'll save your contact and be sure to mark everyone that was here. And if you're joining us from YouTube, we appreciate you and look forward to seeing you at our next game. Take care, everyone.
Y'all have a good night.
Hey, take care, guys.
Night, everyone. Thanks.
Good night, y'all.